Rizzling Cakes. This is Mikoy. Welcome back to another episode of the BLT podcast. I am joined by my own lava chicken.
I'm sorry, what?
You don't get it because you haven't watched the Minecraft movie, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, I haven't.
Anyway, who are you?
It is I, Pokart of the year 2004.
Congratulations.
And I am here to expose the fact that Mikoy doesn't know what Riz means.
Yeah. Well, I never got what Riz means. It's one of your newfangled slangs that, you rizzing up your Riz cakes.
See? He doesn't know.
Fine. Alright, last time we covered Week 2 recap, Week 3 predicts. Today, we're going to do Week 3 recap and Week 4 predicts. So Week 3 went by a lot quicker than most weeks, honestly.
If you mean there were a lot of early games, then yes.
Well, there were a lot of Quick Boy games as well. Just like last week, there was a lot of Quick Boy games. Not a lot of long, not 100-turn long games, thank God. But there are some quite adequately long games, but there are also some real short ones. So let's get to reviewing them, shall we? Because we got a lot to cover. Everyone at least played, which is commendable. But also, screw you all. Making me do work. Anyway, first off, we have the Resort City Rufflets trouncing the Lavender Lapresses 9-3. Why are you this way, Pokeart? Why do you mistreat your team this way?
What do you mean?
It's your former team, and you decided to clobber him with the Rufflets?
I mean, if they wanted to clobber the Rufflets, they should have drafted me.
Wow. Alright. You are the secret formula to their success. Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't say that's entirely why, but I'd say I have a fairly important role, even if it's not playing.
Well, alright. This is why you draft Pokeart, people. Because she'll have a secret ready and willing for you. Alright, so let's start off by reviewing the games one by one, starting with the Ubers game, where we saw Skimmy the God versus Emoksu 9. And we're going to actually use the Phantom Mystics Made usage replays thread, which makes things so much easier. I don't have to scroll manually anymore.
He's such a goat.
Yeah.
Let us all thank him.
Yeah, thank you, Phantom Mystics, for making this. It makes our lives so much easier so that I don't have to manually scroll. So,
on top of the fact that even though it's Monday, it already has all the Week 3 replays. He's so quick.
He is so quick. Which, do that. For the rest of BLT, just do that. Alright? So, let's begin the recap. So, Skimmy versus Emoksu. We saw Skimmy's Deoxys first taunted the Emoksus before setting up spikes before dying to Kyogre, while Koraidon killed Deoxys via U-turn. So, and then we came to an unfortunate incident where Skimmy's Eternatus was frozen by the Kyogre and got killed by it, sacking to Koraidon's low kick, while Terrafire Koraidon tried setting up Swords Dance.
It makes me a little sad that I kind of saw that freeze coming.
I mean, yeah, he was continually using the Ice Beam.
He used it, he used Ice Beam sometimes earlier, and, the moment I saw him use Ice Beam, my heart started racing a little there because I was scared of freeze.
You were expecting freeze.
He froze later.
Yeah, you were expecting the freeze to happen, and lo and behold, the freeze did happen. So after, sacking to Koraidon's low kick, Terrafire Koraidon started setting up Swords Dance and Flame Charge, however failed to kill the Landorus, who killed it in return with Earthquake, via pretty much like a big roll. That's a real big roll. Zero Kyogre then defeated Arceus before defeating Necrozma, before losing to Zacian. This happened all under Trick Room until Emoxu forfeited. Any other thoughts with this game?
I think Emoxu tried to reverse the Trick Room because he realized that Zacian doesn't want to be under that.
Right. I mean, yeah, it was kind of unfortunate to be left with Zacian when you're Necrozma and you're trying to do some good things, but unfortunately...
But ain't it wonderful that to counter a certain E-speeder, we happen to have a Terraghost Kyogre.
Exactly. A very, very foolproof safety measure right there.
Although my actual guess is that it's probably for like low kick / close combat on Corridon rather than E-speed.
That's true.
But it works for that too.
Yeah, works as well. Congratulations, Kimmy, on that. Next up, we have the OU game between Maverick Shooters and Nemose. Okay.
A little funny of a game, but we had good MU, and Nemose kept sacking things he needed.
Which is really funny. So first off, we had the Iron Valiant killing the Goldango, as well as killing the Samurott Hisui, while Nemose's Iron Valiant Destiny bonded to kill the Iron Moth. Darkrai then defeated the Dragapult and burned King Gambit, who healed with the Lumberry and killed Darkrai in return, while Dragonite killed Lando. And Terra grounded. However, King Gambit Terra flying and set up SD Sucker Punching to OHKO it in return. Iron Valiant then defeated King Gambit after... Oh, yeah, this was the hilarious moments. So you got Iron Valiant here, right? Well, Maverick was trying to play the mind games of Destiny bonding, but, he forgot to realize that Sucker Punch, when you hit the Sucker Punch on the Iron Valiant, it dies to Destiny Bond.
Yes, he forgot.
He forgot
how Destiny Bond works.
He forgot how Destiny Bond do work when you're pitted with a fast Iron Valiant, defeated by a King Gambit. You take it out, leaving the Iron Boulder and Mav to just win. So, that was just a funny last few moments of the game. You were all scared. It was really funny.
Did you see the game?
What is he doing? Chat? What's he doing? Even I was thinking that. What's he doing?
Is he stupid? Why did he forget?
Did he forget the Destiny Bond? It's right there. You can just Sucker Punch, let it die. It was really funny.
Why is he throwing?
I hope Raj. I wonder what the consensus was if Raj was gonna bench him after that performance.
Well, despite the fact he won, quite a few of us were saying, "Nah, bench this guy.
Bench him. What a bad player." But yeah, that was really funny. I hope Mav never does it again. But congrats on the win.
I'm okay with him doing it again if he wins.
You really want Maverick to lose brain cells like half in the end of the game? He was winning.
Not really. If he wins.
If he was winning, sure. You can excuse that, I guess. Alright, next up we have One Last Kiss. Finally, an actual decent showing in BLT for once. Good God, when I was praying for this to happen like 5 BLTs ago, and now's the time he finally shows up. Good God.
I think 5 BLTs is
It's a stretch.
an overstatement.
And 3 at least. But yeah, One Last Kiss finally got a good showing over Chico's. So we had the Glamora red carding the Darkrai while Tinglu whirlwinded the Ogerpon. However, Darkrai came back to flinch and killed Glamora while Dark Pulse killed Landorus. With Dark Pulse while Landorus killed the Tinglu. Darkrai then killed the Iron Crown, while Terra Fairy Landorus crit killed the Raging Bolt, while Ogerpon died to Darkrai, who burned King Gambit. After Landorus died, Ogerpon died to a crit Dragon Darts, allowing Goldingo to kill Dragapult in return. Great Tusk to finish off King Gambit. One Last Kiss picking up the victory. Any other thoughts?
We could have played this better.
I mean, yeah. I mean, not letting the brain.
And Chico should trust his gut a bit more.
Not letting the brain.
That he was pretty sure it was Scarf Goldingo and not Scarf Darkrai, but he didn't want to risk it.
I get.
Didn't want to risk the chance of, his Landorus, his real nice Landorus,
His
dying
Fairy
instantly.
Landorus. Yeah, he wants to preserve that thing. Before getting Sex Ogerpon, of course. So yeah, could have played that better for you guys, but hey, I'm just glad One Last Kiss actually had a good showing for once. He needs it. Next up, we have Yo-Yo Bio versus Ziri.
It sounded very strange at first to hear you say, next up we have Yu-Yu, P-U.
I mean, that's how he was. I mean, that's his Smogon name. Well, what can I do about it? Alright, whatever.
I mean, you can say Piyush.
Well, if his name was Piyush, I would have named him Piyush, but it's P-U. So deal with it. But his name is Pitfire, though. It's Pitfire, named after Speefy Arcowie.
All right. Why do you call him that?
It was his name before. Anyway, we have one of the actual MVP of this game, was the Terra Fairy Skeledirge. We came to play.
No. There were 2 MVPs of this game, and that was only one of them. There was a bigger MVP.
So we have the Terra Fairy Skeledirge, which I consider to be the ultimate MVP, come into play.
No, I never said the other MVP was a Mon.
What? Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see later. Gastrodon surviving most of Cabalion's attacks while healing, while Zoroark Hisui tricked the Tornadus before it died to Phesandipity's Moonblast. Meowscarada then defeated Arcanine Hisui, while Terra Fairy Latios beat the Phesandipity before the Hazard Stack ultimately got to Ziri, and Skeletor just kept walling and beat the Hydrapple and the Latios for Piyush to win. Any other thoughts?
You didn't mention the ultimate MVP.
I said Hazard Stack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was what actually was the MVP here. Piyush would not have gotten to a point where Terra Fairy Skeledirge just wins, if not for hazards.
Hazard Stack was very important. Like, Ziri did not have a defogger or anything to mitigate the hazards. He just brought boots on everyone. But
no, he didn't. That's kind of why he lost to hazards.
Oh, because he didn't bring enough boots. I mean...
And he allowed the things that did have boots to get knocked.
And that just cost Ziri more and more. Like I said, I wasn't worried that Piyush would win. He was ultimately gonna, but it was just a matter of how. And ultimately the matter of how was very easy for Piyush. So congratulations.
Despite this matchup not being great, actually.
It really wasn't. I mean, Piyush is terribly skilled as a player, so very
Yeah,
undeniable.
he was not worried about beating Zeri.
Despite the fact that us calling this a highlight was a big deal, it ended up just not mattering in the end because Piyush ultimately outplayed Ziri, one with hazards, two with Skeledirge. Alright.
Yep.
Next up we have.
This was the game that won us the week, by the way.
Yeah, congratulations, Piyush. Next up we have. We were worried. We were real worried when this played. Are you Ars9 versus Ampha?
We were worried?
Well, for a little bit, okay? You were getting.
We had already won the week by this point.
I know, but you were worried for Ars9 when the game first initially begun, and then he did the thing, and then he won. So, how? How though? Both players set up spikes while Gastrodon Terra ghosted. Rhea Nicholas, though, missed a focus blast, and Klefki missed a thunder wave on Jirachi, who defeated the latter and paralyzed the Powdon. Jirachi was just getting really lucky a lot, dodging those attacks. Cyclazar then knocked off Volcanian's heavy duty boots, who burned Zapdos Galar in return, while Jirachi and Volcanion both died to hazards turns later. And then, as the Volcanion died, we saw the Mimikyu come into play, setting up the sword stance, sweeping the rest of Ampha's team, Terra ghosting to beat Zapdos Galar with Shadow Sneak, which I was curious on, because I thought, if he didn't Terra, would that have not killed?
High odds that doesn't kill.
Yeah, I would assume so, because, he Terra ghosted just to make sure he got the kill. So, it was necessary. It was a necessary thing.
That's not a life orb Mimikyu, Mikoi. It's not a guaranteed kill.
Yeah, which, it's a red card Mimikyu, it's fine. But the fact that, the Mimikyu ended up sword dancing again, ultimately, helped Ars9 in the long run.
The fact that he let us get a sword stance up for free is crazy.
I mean, it was necessary. I mean, you were in disguise when you got that first sword dance up. So, that was already given.
Yeah, but no, it really wasn't quite a given, because, if he attacks us that turn,
then disguise would have been broken. Bad. Yeah, then disguise would have been broken, and you have a Zapdos, and you have the Cyclazar to eventually finish you off.
Exactly.
Then that would have been bad. But hey, kudos to Ars9 for keeping that Mimikyu safe, ultimately winning with it. Good. I feel happy. Next up, we have NU Acid versus Diamond's Realm. And I was worried. This one I went into this would be a highlight match because both players are so good at NU. And then the game happened and they were like, I walked away feeling mixed for whoever lost here. So, first off, we have Bronzong defeating the Screamtail, while Basculegion tanked Flygon's Scale Shots, before the latter ultimately killed Bronzong with a crit Fire Punch, dying to Porygon-Z's Dry Attack. Terra-Flying Dreadnought then tanked Taurus's Close Combat, setting up the Shell Smash, and killing Basculegion, before being killed by the Belly Bolt and Hariyama. Hariyama, though, lost to the Flygon's Outrage after trying to do a belly drum. Diamond's Realm really trying to make sure that, hey, this is a hyper-offensive team. We want to win with that. Ultimately, though, failed at it. Then we saw the Raging Bull Tauros phased out the Clef Key via the eject button, the item which cost Diamond's Realm this game, unfortunately. Killing it later, and Porygon-Z for Acid to win.
apart from the fact that Acid was never worried about beating Diamond's Realm. But he was surprised that Diamond's Realm brought HO when apparently Acid is very good at facing that.
Oh, never bring HO. Never bring a knife to a gunfight. Never bring HO to Acid. Never bring any offense at all against Acid.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, this did look pretty dicey for Acid. It's just, he said he was particularly surprised that Diamond's Realm opted for this.
Fair enough. Then we see PU, where we saw Wesh Papillon defeat T-Lenet in a very quick boy one. Wesh Papillon acting like a quick boy, beating T-Lenet this way. So, Hoopa chipped the Whimsicott before being sacked to the Moonblast, while Smeargle set up webs, allowing Salazzle to set up, surviving a Slowbro's Surf, a Terra Water Slowbro Galar's Surf with Sash.
It was Sash, yes.
Yes, survive it with Sash.
Like, don't make it sound impressive, it's just Sash.
And then we saw the killing of the Sand Slash before ultimately Terra Grassing to beat the Milotic and then just Sludge Bomb everything else. Even being tricked by Gernsnarl, wasn't really worried. Pap wasn't really worried, and he just won. The Mad Lad.
Yep.
Brainless webs, as you put it.
Sometimes that's just the best thing.
Brainless webs.
I just want to say that once Slowbro was Terra'd and he lost Sandshrew, it was over for poor T-Lenet.
It was. Because Salazzle was in such a good position.
Because he couldn't spin the webs away.
Because Salazzle was just in a really good position, ultimately winning.
Yeah, he should not have Terra'd Slowbro.
Next up, we have LC. TGA defeating the Mimo Teemo. Well,
this is what happens when Teemo don't know John.
This is what happens when you outpace the Mimo that is Teemo. Alright. Volibye first failed to knock off Shellos' item because it had Sticky Hold. However, on turn 9, endured Teemo's own Volibye's attack to last longer, as Wingull failed to hit the Hurricane before dying to Shellos' Ice Beam. Teemo then started to kill, beating the Fungus and Sandshrew Alola. And while Mienfoo killed Volibye, Elekid killed Mudbray with the Psychic. And then, turn 29, we saw the reveal of that Sandshrew Alola's ignominious item, the safety goggles to prevent Spore from Fungus, setting up the Sword Stance and Rapid Spin to gain speed, killing the Sandshrew with an Earthquake, then Terra Fairy'd, then Swept. Any other thoughts?
Nope. But it's funny how we thought it was over for a while.
It was.
And those hurricane misses sucked.
But then you brought the Sandshrew. It's a Sandshrew.
Yeah. Yep, the safety goggle Sandshrew.
Which blocks Spore and Terra Fairy'd, ultimately winning for good old TGA, the gaming attack, beating the Mimo.
Yeah, everyone thought it was over for a while, I included. However, I did know, I was thinking, we technically still have a chance with Sandshrew.
You have the secret win con with you. And then it was useful in the end. So congratulations to that. Then we had Monotype. We saw Rio Vidal versus Tare. Oh, this is when Rio Vidal lost. You know, there comes a time when the type disadvantage doesn't really suit you in the long run. Fairy versus Dragon.
There's also comes a time when sometimes getting unlucky actually can cost you the game.
And both of those times happened with this one mono game, and it was disappointing. First off, we had the Enamorous, who critted Archaludon turn 1 with a superpower, while Dragapult killed the Klefki, and Gudra Hisui actually killed the Primarina before being crit killed by the Fluttermane. Then we saw the Dragapult kill. After that, we saw the Dragapult kill the Fluttermane, and Enamorous killed the Archaludon, while Dragapult beat Hetren, while Enamorous defeated Garchomp. Roaring Moon knocking off Iron Valiant's Expert Belt. And then with the end, we saw Enamorous just beating the bejesus out of Dragapult and Latios for Tare to win. Oh, how unfortunate the time comes.
We got plenty unfortunate in numerous games, but there was only a couple really that the unfortunate that the hacks actually lost us those games.
Yeah,
like, I think you could see Arsenine actually got fairly unlucky.
You did quite a bit. Like I mentioned, the burns and the misses. This one actually costs you the game. Poor Maroon didn't win.
Yeah. It's not that we would have used Gudra later. Quite the opposite.
You were gonna use it to win.
We would have had another sack for it.
Yeah, Gudra would have been much more sacked later. So happens that Fluttermane just decided to kill it now.
Would have given us an extra sack, and that would have actually likely helped us win.
Likely. Very likely. Yeah, that was Monotype. Next up is Doubles, where Icy Penguin beat your boy, Luisin.
So you know how Maroon just got hacked with a crit and lost? And you know how Luisin got hacked last week with multiple crits and lost?
Luisin just can never catch a break, can he? He won week 1.
Neither can Maroon with all the type disadvantages, but
he wins.
Yeah.
Maroon wins at least with the type disadvantage. Luisin, though, despite getting all the shit kicked in him, that ultimately cost him, especially this one against Icy Penguin. So we have Sinistra setting up the Trek Room despite losing its item, while DNC activated Weakness Policy after Sanseer Storm, healed by Sinistra's Hospitality, then died to Terra Fairy Enamorous' Dazzling Gleam. Then we saw DNC killing Lando, with Clefairy healing it with Heal Pulse, sweeping Enamorous and Farigiraf, even avoiding Swords Dance Excadrill's Rock Slide. However, the unfortunate happen where we saw the crit Woodhammer coming from the Rillaboom, killing poor old DNC. Rillaboom and Excadrill then swept the rest for Icy Penguin to win. Unfortunate.
Our prep is good, and why do we keep getting crit? It doubles and losing.
It's an unfortunate trend.
Second time in a row.
It's an unfortunate trend that has befallen Luisin twice in a row. And yet the man still plays. Because he's determined.
Yeah, who else?
Well, yeah, he's determined. He's determined. But please, let him have a clean game for once. Just like week 1. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
LOL. LOL. Never mind about week 1. All of Luisin's games have been hacksy. At least he won one of those. Alright.
Honestly, no. Week 1, that's not too bad. That's a 1 in 3 chance.
But these two...
I think crits are less likely than 1 in 3.
Okay. Well, fair enough. But yeah, that was bad. Next up, we have Ranbat, where Vios defeated an 0-3 just out. I thought this guy was going to be one of the best Rans players.
I think you mean an 0-2. He was 0-2 at the time.
Oh, 0-2. Well, 0-3 after this. What happened? This was supposed to be one of the best Rans players. Then what happened?
I don't know.
Alright, so... Game 1, we saw the Shed Tail Cyclozar subbed in Deluxe Ray, who chipped Carbink before it boosted the Iron Defense and rested, while Camerupt netting the first kill with Overheat against Regice before dying to Swalot. After Luxray managed to kill Carbink, it Terranormaled to kill the Swalot. However, Terraflying King Gambit ultimately became a threat, despite multiple switches. Killed the Luxray and the Cyclozar. However, Hitmonlee survived to kill it with Stone Edge. And then Greninja and Cramorant swept the rest of the endgame, killing Chi-Yu at the end for Just Out to win.
Not really.
Nice little game for Just Out. Hopefully, you would have thought that he would at least carry into a win. Then we saw game 2, where we saw the Mamoswine O-code the Landorus early on, while Muk Alola poisoned the Mandibuzz in return, leading to Drain Punch killing it, poisoning Scyther as it died to U-turn. After Medicham beat Electros, Gallade killed Mamoswine and Scyther before dying to Medicham, leading to Alcremie setting up. Alcremie, we got the Alcremie setup before getting paralyzed and eventually dying to Plusle's Thunderbolt after a full paralysis. Then we saw Terra Dark Zarude, then killed the Terra Steel Hatren before dying to Medicham, winning Vios this game.
Pretty major there.
Well, aside from the para, there wasn't really anything substantial. I think Vios just played this better.
Yeah, but Alchemy might have,
Sweat?
Alchemy might have swept without that Terra, yeah.
Alright. Then we saw game 3. We saw the Samurott O-coing the Hydrapple with Ice Beam. Then, after Glamora survived Venusaur's attacks to set up spikes, we saw the Samurott came back to kill Mabostiff with Sacred Sword. After Glamora set up more spikes before eventually dying, Metagross set up the Agility, killing Samurott and Venusaur, while Porygon 2 managed to survive a crit Dark Pulse and dodge Hypnosis from Darkrai to freeze Umbreon with Tri-Attack. That's a really funny sequence there.
We missed Hypnosis, but he got the freeze.
An eye for an eye, I tell ya. Actually...
No, that wasn't the eye for an eye.
Actually, we were coming to the eye for an eye. Porygon Z then froze Porygon 2 back with Tri-Attack, leading the Terra...
Look, it was really mad that its cousin froze Umbreon.
And it eventually got revenge by freezing it in return. An eye for an eye, a freeze for a freeze. leading to the Terra Normal Toxtricity, eventually setting up, sweeping the rest with Boom Burst, Bios 1. An eye, an eye for an eye. Next up, we had
Boom Burst is scary in theory because it was the weakness policy set.
Yeah. Next up, we have National Dex, Tempo de Anguria versus Nashrock.
Genuine question, how did we win this?
How did you win this? Well, let me tell you.
That's not an insult to Tempo, just going through the game, like the end game. How did we win that?
So, Ting Lu set up the rocks, then defeated Iron Shreds after it spun away its rocks, while Roaring Moon defeated the Corviknight, while Mega Medicham defeated Ting Lu. Then Tapu Fini lost to Roaring Moon. Then Zamazenta used Rockium Z to kill Slowking, while Roaring Moon counteracted to beat...
Yeah, I was a little confused on that, because we had Crunch, and I'm pretty sure it did enough.
Rockium Z, he says.
I think Tempo might have been predicting the switch into Zapdos, but, like, there's no need to really do that, usually, because, you outspeed it.
You do outspeed the Zapdos normally, so why would you? Yeah, Roaring Moon then counteracted to defeat Mega Diancie. Then we saw the Zamazenta then crit kill Zapdos, leaving Tapu Fini and Roaring Moon to switch constantly. Nashrock ultimately forfeiting, Tempo winning.
Yeah, I don't think that mattered.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but it was just really funny seeing that. Also, there was a crit on the Slowking with the Sludge Bomb attempt on Roaring Moon. That was also really unfortunate.
You know what's really weird?
What?
How Nashrock didn't win this, because, like, we sent in Slowking and Nashrock doubled to Roaring Moon. Don't you just knock off and win?
Yeah, I don't know why he decided to do that, to be honest.
Why did he start healing? I don't understand.
But I don't know. Maybe he wanted to preserve it.
Did knockoff not kill?
Don't think so.
Sure. I mean, that has to be why Nashrock healed. Otherwise, it's just stupid.
Well, he was acting very differently. It was weird. It was weird. It was definitely a winning position for Nashrock if he had chosen to get into Roaring Moon fastly. But hey, what can you do?
Exactly. But yeah, then later we doubled into Zamazenta on the Roaring Moon, while the Fini was at 8%, so yeah, game.
Game indeed. Well, that was that. Primal Power Pangoros defeating Scream 8-4. Well, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. No commercial breaks. Ubers, we have Terracotta versus Vidiot. And, poor Terracotta, man. Mans could not get a win in Ubers, even after being slotted into his main.
Well, in this case, it wasn't due to hacks, he just didn't play it well.
Yeah, I would say so. So we have the Eternatus poisoning the Tinglu, while Hatren block Arceus' Stealth Rock attempt, with Eternatus coming back in to set up the Cosmic Power and beat Tinglu. Eternatus then Terra Fairied, blocking the Koraidon Scale Shot, allowing Lando to kill it before it died to Ho-Oh, while Arceus Water burned Arceus, who was healed by Hatcherin's Healing Wish, before Ho-Oh Terra Fairied and beat Koraidon. Orcus then failed to kill Eternatus, eventually dying to Ho-Oh, while Eternatus was poisoned by 7U's Eternatus, with the former poisoning Ho-Oh before dying, Ho-Oh beating the Kyogre for 7U to win. Any other thoughts?
Not really.
Poor Terra. Let him get a win. Alright, next up we have OU. I was worried that Keshba might be crying, but fortunately for us, to the relief and the rolades of everyone, crying won. So, Rotom tricked the Iron Crown, but was poisoned by Clodsire in return, while Garganacl Terra watered and set rocks. However, Samurott missed a Ceaseless Edge on turn 18, allowing Hoopa to Oko crit it with Drain Punch, killing Zamazenta the turn after. After Rotom died to poison, we saw the Garganacl come back and stalled, defeating Weezing with Salt Cure until Keshba forfeited. Any other thoughts?
From the moment Zamazenta died, it was just over.
Yeah. Also, that edge miss from Ceaseless Edge was pretty unfortunate as well. Maybe he could have
that it was, yes.
He could have gotten hazards more. It would have mitigated crying.
No, more importantly, it would have saved Zamazenta. See, did you happen to notice how Zamazenta just barely failed to kill Hoopa?
Next up, we have Irene defeating Batty. What? This game was weird. So, Irene set up the webs, sacking the Rebombi to Salt Cure, while Primarina tried to sub against Ogerpon, but died to Great Tusk instead, while Iron Moth crit killed the Garganacl with Energy Ball. Iron Moth then poisoned Dragonite with Sludge Wave, after it killed it with EQ. Iron Treads killed Dragonite back with Stone Edge, rapid spinning away rocks as Great Tusk spun webs away, Terra-fighting Goldango, then beating the Ogerpon, while Okoing Moltres with Make It Rain. And Darkrai tricked Gambit to gaining Scarf, allowing to kill it, and Great Tusk in return for a low kick, winning Irene this one-of-a-kind game.
Why do you say it like that?
Listen, Ineffable is no longer a southern name, so we have to say it as Irene.
No we don't.
Okay, then we must call her Ineffable then.
We don't need to... You
need to have a southern...
to do a southern accent for Irene's name.
Irene. You gotta have that southern twang, okay?
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. We have UU. Fiend versus 691. One of the last games that was played. And this one was weird. Yeah, this one was a weird game. Full of unique things that we've seen in quite a while. So first off, we saw the Deoxys red-carded the Scizor, setting up the hazards, while dying to Swampert, while Iron Jugulus used Charge Beam to set up Terra Electricking to survive the Scizor's Bullet Punch to beat it with Dark Pulse. I thought that was a neat turn from Fiend. Then after Thundurus died, we saw the Conkeldurr nearly killed the Ogerpon, who killed it in return before dying to Deoxys Thunderbolt, sacking Iron Jugulus to set Revavroom up and nearly killed Mandibuzz to die to it. Then we saw the Greninja kill the Mandibuzz to activate Battle Bond, only for Bellibolt to save up the Terra and Terra Water and beat Greninja with a crit Volt Switch, of all things, to win 6-9-1 the game.
I mean, I don't think crit mattered.
It didn't matter. I know that. I knew crit didn't matter, but it was just really funny to see the belly bolt kill Greninja that way. So yeah, well done 691. RU, we have Just Franco versus High Naming is Hard. So, you saw Gastrodon froze the Wo-Chien, thawing out immediately. Then, after Franco sets up hazards, Noivern defogged them at turn 28. And Zapdos Galar defeated Gastrodon at turn 41, killing itself with it. Then we saw the Noivern nearly killed the Terra Poison Wo-Chien, who rested off and knocked off Gardevoir's Choice Scarf, who defeated Registeel. Then after Gardevoir died, we saw the Terra Fairy Mew defeating the Zapdos Galar after attacking Gastrodon, while Registeel survived Gengar's attack before killing it with Heavy Slam, defeating Wo-Chien to win naming the game.
Oh, right. There was one thing where I thought Franco misplayed a little.
What do you mean?
Let me go to it. He rapid spins on the now Terra Fairy Mew. He clears the hazards. That's fine. What he should have done though is not U-turn or whatever he was gonna do or knock. Yeah, he knocked. He shouldn't. Doing that wasn't what he should do. He should have switched to Gengar right then and there. Hard Gar right there.
Hard Gar?
Yeah, because obviously High Naming is gonna switch in his Gastrodon just to make Cyclizar die to Rocky Helmet.
You were thinking he was gonna, do its funny thing and just
Yeah, I'm watching. I watch this game live, so I'm I'm pretty damn sure High Name is about to switch in that Gastrodon, so Cyclizar just dies to Rocky Helmet. If Franco can see this coming, hard Gar right now. He did not hard Gar.
Okay, fair enough.
I get that would have been a bit ballsy, but I felt I was pretty certain in the moment that hard Gar was the play there.
Wow. So yeah, the hard Gengar switch in would have been a little more lenient on that one.
It would have saved the Cyclizar.
Ah, okay. So you were banking on the fact that he was gonna preserve the Cyclizar for later.
Also, not much here wants to take a hit from, there's not much in High Naming's party currently that wants to take a hit from Gar. Registeel's kind of low. Noivern, it's a little over half. That's still not something you want to take as a Noivern. Gastrodon is low. Mew is now Terra Fairied.
Yep. So it was.
Yeah.
So it was a thing that ultimately fared better for High Naming is Hard in the long run, as Franco ultimately died after. Alright, next up we have NU, where we saw some interesting sets. The Django versus Big Tony, where we start off with the Breloom. We saw the Breloom who Terra Electric against the Altaria's Brave Bird, setting up the bulk up, eventually beating Terra Poison Wo-Chien via crit Thunder Punch, eventually losing to Ninetales Alola's Blizzard. Bronzong then set up the Calm Mind and the Iron Defense, flinched by Ninetales Alola's Dark Pulse until it beat it with the stored power, eventually being beaten by Django's own Bronzong's Body Press. Then Incineroar defeated Bronzong well, Gastrodon froze the Altaria to beat it and win Tony this game. Any other thoughts?
I'm going to guess that Dark Pulse on Ninetales is specifically for Bronzong.
I mean, it makes sense. It's the only psychic type out there with good usage. What Ninetales can't really do anything.
No, it's more like because it can't hit Bronzong otherwise.
It can't hit Bronzong for beans. So yeah, Dark Pulse. Just give it Dark Pulse. Give it something, I guess, for coverage.
For coverage specifically against Bronzong, yes.
And then then we saw the ending, which was really funny. Just Tony just getting one last freeze in on Altaria to win.
I just find it funny how basically what Tony did was massively set up with one Mon. That Mon eventually dies. Massively set up with the next Mon. That Mon eventually dies, but before Django's team is too crippled and lacking of Mons to possibly come back from that.
Yep. And it's definitely an indication on how, your best setup Mons just can't do jack crap when you got something good against it. But ultimately you ended up, sweeping the 6 team anyway. So
I just find it funny how Tony was able to set up that much twice.
Because Breloom and Bronzong both were doing their job well before eventually dying. And then, of course, we left with Altaria, blah, 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 win. Next up, we have PU. Lore finally getting a win versus Suzuka. There it is again. That Avalugg lead team. Which baller won with it? So, Avalugg first survived a surf to Oko Cramorant with Stone Edge, dying to its Gulp Missile while poisoning Lantern with Salazzle's Sludge Bomb, killing it later, but lost Sneasel to Arcanine's Flare Blitz. Then we saw the Terra Fairy Bastiodon defeating Oricorio, while Terra Blast, Farigiraf, nearly killed it, only to die to its Body Press. However, Terra Ghost Decidueye Hisui then set up Swords Dance and swept, crit killing Bastiodon at the end for Lore to win. Any other thoughts?
I have to wonder what the other moves of Bastiodon were, considering he switched out immediately.
Iron Defense, Body Press, I'm assuming Rest Talk.
Maybe.
I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, but from how quickly he switched it out upon seeing Terra Ghost, I guess he only had Body Press as an attacking move.
Yeah. Didn't really have anything else against it. Actually, it wasn't Sleep Talk, and then he would have used it on turn 25. Oh well. He probably had some other thing like Heavy Slam or Metal Burst. We don't know. But he did the crit kill, so we'll never know. Lore just wins.
Are you sure he would have used it on turn 25 if he had it?
If. That's a matter of if he had it.
Literally, if that is his last move, then I don't even see why he uses it. It literally doesn't do anything.
Yeah, which would have been a waste regardless. But he knew he was losing. I think Suzuka was. Because he saw the Terra Ghost Decidueye, just sweeping everything. What else can you do? Alright, next up we have LC, the Iron Pikachu versus Sen. So, Fungus Wars early on. Mudbraid nearly died to Vullaby's Brave Bird, ultimately setting up rocks until it was sacked, while Vullaby endured a Meanfu fake-out to knock off its Eviolite before dying to U-turn. Then we saw turn 14, where the Stunky missed a gunk shot against the Meanfu, managing to poison it the next turn after, before dying to its aftermath. Then we saw the Terrasteel Meanfu set up the Sword Stance, Substitute, Sweep, while Mudbraid defeated the Terra Ground Strudel. Meanfu coming back to defeat Fungus. Sen won.
From the fact that the Meanfu set was real good, very anti-fungus.
Okay, fair enough. At least you gave credit to what actually was the MVP of the team. Alright, next.
I think the moral is if you want to make an anti-fungus set, just use Substitute, Terrasteel, something.
It's the anti-fungus way. You can't bet on anything else but that. If anything fails, just go for Meanfu. Just Terrasteel it. Just block its Sludge Bomb attempt and Giga Drain attempt, and just sweep with it. Better.
This makes me wonder if Alolan Sandshrew learns Substitute.
Oh, it probably does. It probably does. And it'll be great. Alright, next up we have Monotype. Memphis Depay versus Memedos. Dark versus Steel.
Which sounds like a neutral matchup on paper, but...
I mean, look at the Mons! Look at the Mons that friggin' Memedos had versus the Mons that Memphis had. I mean, granted, Memphis had a pretty banging Dark team, but like... I don't know. Memedos just kind of won on matchup here, I felt.
Yeah, especially since there's, a Caesar and, some of these good Mons took damage pretty early on.
Yeah, so first off we have...
Like Hoopa, it was down below half really early on. So was Samurott.
Okay, so Memphis set up the hazards first of all, and then, yeah, he sacked the Hoopa against the Scizor, while Darkrai managed to defeat Heatran after dodging its Magma Storm right around turn 12. Yeah, he managed to dodge the Magma Storm attempt to just kill it, even though it was on 1. Could have had a kill there, or maybe trap it later to just chip it. Unfortunately, didn't. And we saw the Tinglu losing to Archaludon after a hard switch. Then, after Iron Shreds died, Goldango defeated Mandibuzz. Scizor defeated Darkrai before Memphis forfeited. And
yeah, I feel like Memphis lost a little too much when he lost Hoopa so early.
Yeah, Hoopa would have been a actual a contender here.
I don't know what set that Hoopa was, but like having Knock in general in this matchup is good.
You would think, yeah. I mean, you got Goldango.
There's a Goldango on the other side. Keep that, but...
Yeah, keep that Goldango. Keep that for Goldango. Keep that for hell. I'd even watch a friggin' Skarmory or Scizor.
No, there's a Heatran on the other side. There's an Archaluda. Oh wait, no, that probably outspeeds or maybe not, but it had body press. There's a Skarmory, like. Like, that Hoopa, depending on the set, could have been pretty threatening.
Probably is mixed. Probably is mixed when you really think about it.
Yeah, a fair amount of them are mixed.
Alright, next up is doubles, where we saw Giardino Bambino losing to 5'5", which kind of surprised me off guard, because when I was watching this game live, I really thought Giardino would actually take this. He was on the lead for quite a while there against 5'5". But unfortunately, things happened which were unfortunate. Starting off, though, was Giardino definitely started off on the wrong foot here, because the Terragrass Diancie that we saw got critted with Earth Power on turn 2 almost immediately, setting up the Trick Room anyway, allowing Ursaluna.
I don't get why that crit matters at all.
Did it not really?
It's Terragrass. It didn't take very much.
It's still a
Trick Room
crit.
Successfully. I don't see what's wrong.
It's still a crit. A crit is a crit.
A crit doesn't always matter.
Well, Ursaluna ended up killing Landorus with Facade, which was nice. And then Cresselia then killed Tornadus with Ice Beam. So yeah, you think Giardino was actually on the winning side here for a while.
Not really.
Really? Because, after Incineroar died...
I mean, yeah, he's winning in the moment, but by no means was it over.
So, Incineroar died to the Ivy Cudgel Ogerpon here at turn 10. Then Goldingo decided to do the ignoble thing and Terra Fairy, defeating the Qianpao, while Amoonguss killed Ogerpon, and Ursaluna killed the Iron Hands later on. But you were right. It wasn't over. Despite losing the 4-2 situation, Goldango managed to sweep the rest, killing Cresselia with crit killing Cresselia with Incineroar's support to beat it and win 5-5 this game. Turn 16 is when you want to look.
Okay, let's not you mentioning the crit kill when that in no way mattered.
I know, but again, a crit is a crit.
And that's another crit that didn't matter.
I don't care. It's still a crit that Goldango earned and ultimately won. Hell, the crit... I didn't even mention...
It won without it, too.
Hell, I didn't even mention the freaking crit on the Ursaluna that ultimately killed it, but...
I don't know if that mattered. Oh, right. Actually, I asked. They said it was a 75% chance to kill.
Yikes. Real unfortunate there.
Also, I don't get why 5'5" didn't just attack earlier. Because, you have the Make It Rain.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to do a hell of a lot to both. Your Incineroar outspeeds the Ursaluna. Just Make It Rain, then kill Ursaluna with Incineroar. And even if Amoonguss uses Rage Powder, Ursaluna can't attack both of you. It would become a 2v1. No, not a 2v1. It can't attack both of you, so 5'5" would still have something left that outspeeds Ursaluna and kills it the next turn. I don't get why you just didn't do that earlier.
Yeah, weird
I was really confused why he protected, then used Parting Shot. What?
I guess he just wanted to get one last Intimidate in. I don't know.
Or perhaps he... No, still. Perhaps he wanted the higher chance of Make It Rain killing.
Well, while you were talking, BLT decided to pop up on my feed.
Oh, there is. Right now, it's a mono game.
Well, while we're reviewing, while that's happening, let's just see the matchup. Oh god, it's Ghost versus Ground. Okay.
Ghost versus Ground? That sounds,
Oof.
Oh, it's Royal versus Jack.
Yeah. Oh, nice start.
Okay, who would you predict to win here?
I'm still gonna go Jack.
I'm kind of thinking Royal Reloaded, to be honest.
Still thinking Jack.
And that's not seeing the matchup. I have no idea whether Ground is good versus Ghost.
Well, that was a nice burn to start off.
And look, there's another burn. But that's a wanted burn.
It's an intentional burn. What are you talking about? You saw the Mimikyu right here. Well, while we're going through that, it did attack. Okay, you did break the disguise. Oh, that Mimikyu's freaking. Wait, what? That Mimikyu's freaking Will-O-Wisp. Excuse me?
That's what?
Jack? Oh!
That's interesting.
Wait, Whirlwind blocks? Wait, Gold is Gold freaking blocks Whirlwind? That's crazy.
Good as Gold blocks everything, Mikoi.
Good as Gold.
Oh my god.
Golden goes. Oh.
This is spam with Hex Golden Go.
Yo. Thing did a lot, by the way. That Mamoswine got friggin' narfed by Goldengo. Spectre is gonna kill this, or at least chip this Lando.
That balloon Golden Go is gonna cause problems.
It's a crazy set. Alright, let's see this. There's Dragon Darts.
Especially because it switches in for free. Oh, eject button. Oh, it's the SX Drill Sand Rush.
It's time to sweep. Yeah, sack the Mimikyu at this point.
Mimikyu's gone.
Yeah, sack the Mimikyu at this point. What do you bring in? Golden Go? Golden.
Sinistcha, I think.
Wait, yeah, that go. Okay.
Why wouldn't you bring in Sinistcha?
I mean, I was thinking maybe Golden Go to switch back into Sinistcha, but okay.
Holy crap, that does a lot.
But you still got the Strength Sap, so you fully mitigate that Excadrill's attack at least for one turn. Toxic
Glad. Yeah, you just toxic.
You just toxic the Sinistcha. Yeah, you just toxic the Sinistcha at this point.
Not gonna lie, I don't really get why Jack didn't just switch in Golden Go, because his Claude can't touch that Golden Go.
Why would you not, preserve this thing for... Oh, that's a crit. Why would you not preserve the Sinistcha for later? You could have done wonders with this Sinistcha. Why'd you let Claude poison it? Excuse me?
I don't know. Maybe let it happen.
Is he banking on a crit? Oh, he's burned it, at least.
That means it's Golden Go time.
And Golden Go has come in. Sets up the nasty plot, probably.
Ouch.
Oh, just as Hex.
And the balloon is gone. Oh, I think this is over because the balloon is gone.
Oh. He wants the Mamoswine sack. Hippowdon. Hippowdon is gonna...
in.
Wait, Lando's in.
Yes. Why not?
What do you switch into? Sinistcha?
I think he has to.
Switch into Sinistcha.
Not that Sinistcha's gonna... Oh.
What?
Yeah, it was either that or Fluttermane, and... Oh, it lived!
It did live. Okay.
I had a feeling it would live. Fluttermane has really good natural special bulk.
Apparently it showcases that. So.
But it cannot switch back in.
Yeah, just kill it.
In fact...
Just sack it.
In fact, I think... Oh, That's not what it. Oh.
What?
That's
Why would you Shadow Ball? I thought you would Moonblast. Why would you go Moonblast there? You killed the Excadrill.
Maybe because I think he was expecting the Clodsire switch, and that's probably why.
I guess, but Clodsire just tanks it. Oh no. Jack!
Oh, no.
Jack, no! What are you doing?
It's Choice Mikoi. He can't do anything about that.
When you let the thing set up the SD... It's gonna set up again, isn't it? No? Okay.
Nope. Guess not.
Okay. It's just over.
So, the question is, does this have a move that hits Sinistra?
It's over.
My bet's on yes.
It's over. I think it's over.
Okay, no. It didn't.
So wait, it doesn't have a move that kills Sinistra. What does it have? Earthquake? Facade?
Earthquake, Facade,
Protect?
maybe Fire Punch.
Probably. Oh dear.
Or it could have...
Make it
Or
rain.
it could have Trailblaze.
Make it rain.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Whoa, my god. It just barely survived to kill the Goldengo. This is bad. Oh, this is real bad.
Oh. And Lando's, gone?
Lando's gone.
Yeah, Lando's gone.
Lando's gone. Excadrill comes in. Gosh, what does Jack do to win?
I don't know. I'm sort of wondering what Royal's doing right now.
I mean, he wants to bring in Drill. He wants to bring in Drill. He's not bringing Drill in. What?
Yeah, because he doesn't...
What's he doing? Oh. I don't know. Okay, let's think.
So he kind of has to keep Hippowdon and an Excadrill to deal with the Dragapult. That's the issue here. Although, if he poisons the Dragapult, that's excellent. However, that's a big if now.
U-turns out.
Royal has to catch the Dragapult on a switch to poison it, I think.
Just a hard switch or just a normal switch?
We might be here a while.
Goes for the Shadow Ball. Goes for the Poison Jab. That's just so bulky. He needs to catch this. He needs to catch this Poison Jab.
In.
What's in?
And it's out.
It's not in yet. Oh, you're gonna waste your match of gotcha. Come on. At least save one against Hippowdon, or two.
He's got plenty of Matcha Gotcha. He only needs one for Hippowdon and one for Excadrill. He can waste some of them.
Well, actually, much better would be to use Shadow Ball and just get the Spadef drop.
In fact, there's a lot more Matcha Gotchas than Clodsire has recovers. Oh!
My god, he caught it! He caught the poison!
He caught it!
He caught the poison!
Over. It's
over!
It's so over!
It's so Drago over. Dragover? Sinistrover? Oh dear. Oh, just kill it. Just sack the Hippowdon at this point.
Oh my god.
Just sack the Hippowdon at this point, bro. No?
Oh my god, he keeps whittling the Dragapult down.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Look at 1%. 1%. Oh, just freaking.
Oh, dude. I think.
Just waste a U-turn.
Look at this. Look at this. Excadrill is. It does a lot to Sinistra, and Sinistra's only at half.
Ooh.
Oh, doesn't look terribly good.
In. Ooh. So he's gonna strength up.
He is gonna strength up. Oh, that heals a lot more than I thought.
Me too. Ah,
there is still a very real problem here. Sinistra could actually win.
yes.
Because Claude doesn't have endless recovers.
He has only 2 left.
And it doesn't appear to be unaware.
Ah.
But the poison damage is adding up fast.
So Jack really needs to
persevere. Out on now. Oh, he did it! He's done it!
Oh.
I think it's over.
Oh. Is it over though? Ah, it is. Damn. Well done. That was a well played game by Royal. That was a well played game. Just catching the Dragapult and just toxicking it, that was over. That's a really not physically bulky Sinistra, though, to take that much from Excadrill. Unless that's like Banded or something. At least, I think that would be Banded. Because it was doing Iron Head damage, and it was doing quite a lot. Well, there's at least a recorded thing to get that at least off my chest in terms of noting. Alright, next up we have the Ranbats game. Ralphna versus JJ. Your friends facing off. Friends, plural? Friends plural. Friends plural. Come on. You know both these players. Knowing doesn't mean I'm close. You know them, but you know them. So, I'd say I'm friends with Ralphna, but I don't really... JJ not so much. We don't really interact at all. Okay. Outside that one TPP. So, game 1, we saw Indeedee crit the Regice, who rested off and chipped it back with a nasty Ice Beam, surviving Spikes, and nearly killing Salazzle and Glaceon. Then we saw the Terra flying Salazzle killing the Amoonguss, while Gardevoir killed the Indeedee, leading to Brute Bonnet defeating the Meganium, while Altaria defogged Hazards away while Terra stealing. Also, the Natural Cure doesn't really affect it. Well, the Toxic doesn't really affect it because it has Natural Cure. Oh yeah, this game went on for a long time because we saw the Glaceon then killed Altaria with the Mud Shot, while Alcremie killed Salazzle while warring with Vigoroth with both Mons, setting up until a dazzling Gleam kill on turn 79, stalling out Garchomp to let it die to poison. And go to turn 79. Then stalling out Garchomp before letting it die to poison and kill Brute Bonnet before JJ forfeited. Ralphna toughed it out with a very close game 1. I mean, Alcremie is pretty infamous in Rans for a reason. Oh, I know the pain all too well, and the benefit of it too well, because I've come across Alcremie multiple times in Rans. So game 2, we saw the Ampharos managing to paralyze the Slowbro Galar quite quickly, early on actually. Right around turn... right here. Right around turn 11 with the discharge, before Slowbro ultimately killed it with a Shell Side Arm, tanking those discharges very well until turn 13. We saw the discharge beating that with Shell Side Arm. Eventually killed by Flamigo, who was killed by Tauros Paldea before killed by Rillaboom. It was just basically a trade-off at that point. Then we saw the Terrasteel Articuno Galar set up, using the competitive against the Quillfish Hisui. You know, turning that ability against it. Before Terra Water Floatzel ultimately killed it with an Aqua Jet. And then sweeping the rest, beating the Spectrier, beating the Smeargle. Rafna won. Oh no, JJ won. Excuse me. Why did I put Rafna here? It would have been Rafna 2.
Wave Crash.
Wave Crash. Why did I write an Aqua Jet? What?
Yeah, that thing never used Aqua Jet. What are you on? And Aqua Jet wouldn't have killed an 80% Articuno.
Unless you're Terra Water, Under Rain, and Air Floatzel with Choice Band.
I don't know if it would have even been enough because Aqua Jet's weak as hell.
It's 40. It's fine. It's 40 base power. And then we saw Game 3. Yeah, those first two games were very competitive. This one wasn't.
Yes.
This one wasn't.
Yep.
We saw Game 3, the Terra Rock Lilligant. Set up, putting the Spite Ops to sleep, then Terra Blasting to Oko it. Then survived a Delibird's Ice Shard to continuously Quiver Dance and heal with Giga Drain, just kind of sweeping the rest. And, yeah. Lilligant.
Lilligant. Who knew?
Who knew? Alright. Next up, we have National Dex. Omar versus Adrian. Adrian is what? 3-0 now?
Hold on, I'll pull up the sheet.
Oh, 2-1. Oh.
He lost to Silu.
That's right. That's the 3-0 player. This is only just a good player defeating someone who who were initially having high hopes for because he's a tier leader, but he's 0-3 now. He hasn't mustered up a single win up to this point. So,
yeah, I imagine that sucks. Like, imagine literally owning the tier, but like you can't actually win in it.
Oh, that would suck. So, both players lost heavy duty boots to respective mons, while Goldengo tricked the Tinglu with Scarf right around turn 14, I want to say. Oh no, 12. Sorry, turn 12. Managed to trick a good little trick there from Goldengo to Tinglu. While Volcanion was hard switched into Mega Latias's Mystical Fire on turn 34.
Which is cool and all, but why did he stay in?
Why did he stay in? Just to let it tank a Psychic? I don't know. Maybe it was expecting a switch out or a heal. I don't know. So, a kill really didn't happen until Goldengo critted the Zamazenta on turn 45. Managing to make it rain and ultimately kill it in return. Then, after a while, Volcanion was sacked. Later on, we saw the Great Tusk crit kill the Tapu Fini on turn 51, rapid spinning rocks away very soon after that. Actually living a knockoff the very next turn to rapid spinning away rocks. Mega Scizor then burned by Moltres, Flame Body, who defeated Tinglu and Tornadus at the end for Adri to win. Any other thoughts?
Not really. Just still wondering why he stayed in with Volcanion.
Again, he could have probably predicted the switch.
Exactly.
Alright, next.
Wait, he predicted shifting the switch, or... No, I don't see why Latios would switch.
No, don't. Nah, probably.
Or Latias.
Mega Latias.
Yeah, Latias has no reason to switch. Why didn't the Volcanion switch?
I have no idea. Then I have no idea how to answer that. Okay, next up we have the Pillsbury Fido boys beating the Roaring Sailor Moon. Is this the Fidos' first win?
Yes.
Took them long enough. Alright, first off we have the Ubers game between Ainscrad and Skyu. Well, this game was interesting. We saw the Kyogre defeat the Eternatus quite early on, like setting the stage for Ainscrad's eventual momentum. Then after sacking it, Zacian was able to sub up and to chip Giratina for Landorus to beat it later. While
with its Rocky helmet.
Yes, and Arceus Ground managed to kill the Kyogre with Ice Beam. Well, actually, no, it was the Koraidon that beat it, but yeah, you get it. Terra Fire, Arceus, Fairy. Really weird seeing Arceus multi-types and then Terras. Like, I have to note both types in here. Terra Fire, Arceus, Fairy set up, while Terra Steel, Koraidon combated it, eventually losing to Sky's own Koraidon, which would have been bad had it not been for Ditto coming in to steal Koraidon. So effectively, Ainscrad just used 2 Koraidons, avoiding Species Clause, to beat the Arceus for Ains to win. Any other thoughts?
Not really.
It was a short game, but Ains ultimately won.
I think it could have gone differently if Skyu recovered on turn 25.
You think
but
so?
Perhaps not. Because then Ains would have just simply had the opportunity to, set up with Swords Dance.
Fair enough. Alright, next up we have Mata versus Tenebricide in OU. This game confused me for a lot of reasons. So, we will start off, of course, with Deoxys setting up the spikes, eventually losing to Ogerpon, while Raging Bolt Thunderclap to beat Zamazenta. I don't know why Tenebricide decided to, bring in Zamazenta early, and he could be very well using it to do things.
Well, if you look at the rest of his team, he doesn't really have a Raging Bolt answer, at all.
Yeah, unfortunately, because we saw the Lando getting killed as well.
It's not as though Raging Bolt can hit. It's not as though Tenebricide doesn't have things that are immune to some of Raging Bolt's attacks, but you have to predict correctly what Mata's gonna use, and Tenebricide did not predict correctly.
Yeah, I think it was just lost.
Although Zamazenta gets hit by both, so it was kind of peculiar.
What an odd way to play that sequence. Then,
but perhaps he felt he didn't need it, which, honestly, looking at the rest of Mata's team, perhaps he didn't.
Probably he didn't. So, yeah, you saw the turn 10, you saw the Walking Wake after defeating Glamora, missing the Draco Meteor to die to Ogerpon, while the King Gambit failed to kill the Iron Moth despite being a +3, well, actually fallen 3. Supreme Overlord was, at its mid stages. I wish Tenebrosite would just shack the Ogerpon instead. Or maybe, probably not. Actually, no, probably not. You would have had the... I mean, you would have to contend with the Raging Bolt, but you'd still need a Great Tusk answer. Or a Goldingo answer.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, it was really unfortunate that King Gambit isn't Fallen 4 instead of Fallen 3. That would have probably killed off the Iron Moth. So...
Well, yes. Yes, it would have.
Or
But perhaps
he could have been
it was a
freaking
roll.
rolled. Yeah, he could have been freaking rolled for all I care, but yeah. It was just really unfortunate. So, we saw the end here. We saw the Terra Electric and Valiant ultimately failing to kill the Goldango. Just it living on 1 to beat it with Shadow Ball. I think he got rolled again.
Well, I don't know if he got rolled that first time. I was just saying it's possible. It's possible here, too.
Yeah, because, Goldango was going to die anyway to Life Orb, so... Bleh.
Life Orb Goldengo is interesting.
It's interesting. Raging Bolt though Terra Electric to beat Ogerpon with a Thunderbolt, not a Thunderclap, Thunderbolt, to win. Mada this game.
Yep.
Then we come to quite possibly one of the dumbest games in BLT so far. Just weird behavior from the winner all around. We have Unstoppable 1 versus Pixel Bob. This game was very long. Very, very long. So I'll spare you the fact with the shortened version. So we got Pecharunt poisoning the Zamazenta and confusing it with it resting off before being whirlwinded by the Tinglu, who Terra watered against Kyurem to chip it and Hatren with Ruination.
No, to tank Icicle Spears.
Yes. Eventually chipping it though, but yeah, chip it with
but the Terra was mainly for taking Icicle Spears.
Yeah, that is the intention. And then Hatren got chipped later with your Ruination. Whoa, I almost said something different. Until being paralyzed.
What did you almost get?
Shh, it doesn't matter. But yeah, but until being paralyzed by Nuzzle. Then Gliscor set up the Swords Dance and Agility, Terra normaling, but failing to damage Corviknight with Iron Defenses. Oh, Iron Defensed, excuse me. In order to kill Ninetales there, at turn 40. Then we saw the hat paralyze the Pecharunt, who was full parade while Zamazenta set up the Iron Defense. Yeah, and I would want to make known as early as turn, 48-9. Like, Pixel Bob was already getting parade. So, to say later on what you said just sounds kind of stupid in hindsight, don't you think?
Stupid, cringy, toxic, a lot of things.
So, we have the Ogerpon who killed the Kyurem. And then we saw an elongated battle where we saw the Hatred warring with the Corviknight, setting up Calm Mind against its Iron Defense, starting around turn... I want to say... Yeah, it started around turn 86 or 87, where it started to set up the Iron Defense against the Calm Mind. It did get paralyzed with Nuzzle. So again, also getting paralyzed at least 1, 2,
15?
15 times. Well, turn 98. Well, turn 97 to turn 98. It got parad twice. So, it was getting parad.
He got parried 15 times over the course of the entire game.
Oh, so
I happen to remember.
You did actually count those, right?
I don't need to. You just control F.
Oh, okay. It's paralyzed. It can't move. Yeah. So yeah, we saw the crit kill by the Hetren against the Ogre Pawn's Power Whip on turn 101. And then Zamazenta ultimately warred with Sub Kirim before eventually dying to Ogre Pawn, while King Gambit died to Corviknight, while Gliscor came back in, while Corviknight U-turned on turn 137, letting it set up Swords Dance, ultimately reverse sweeping with Facade. Unstoppable here saying that I think Unstoppable was maybe arguing for the fact that, oh, I got a needed para. I got a needed para that I would use to take advantage and just set up my Gliscor. But dude, you already got paras within the course of this game. What are you talking about?
He's either blind or stupid or schizophrenic or
We don't have to go that
has
far.
short-term memory.
Okay, maybe we don't have to go that far, but unlosable matchup and unhumanity hacks. Excuse me.
Unhumanity hacks.
Unhumanity.
Getting only 15 paras, is that your idea of getting hacked?
Unhumanitedly. Yeah, unhumanely, apparently. It's an unhumane. So yeah, everyone was just piling on the dude after winning. It was not a pretty sight. And yeah.
You know it's bad when your manager piles on.
What?
You know it's bad when your manager does it too.
So yeah, lesson to all people in BLT. Don't act like a cringy mofo after that.
Yeah, though we might still have someone acting like that this week, because it's happened every week, so naturally we gotta have another instance of it this week, right?
It's become it strangely has become a one man clown show from week to week. It's just taken apart by different people. It's just a one man clown show. I mean, come on, guys, stop the cringe. Just play normally.
And somehow it gets worse each week.
It does get worse. It does get worse and worse. I won't be surprised if someone cancers after week 4, probably.
Someone gets hacked and then cancers. I can see it now.
I can see it now, and if I predict that, you'll come back to this video and you can praise the hell out of us. Alright, so next up we have Yu, where Oblivious versus Taking Notes kinda happened. So, Yu, we saw here the Meowscarada managing to Oko the Heatran with low kick. Turn 3, but got burned by the flame body.
Honestly, you take that trade.
An eye for an eye. After multiple taunt plays, Latios then missed a Draco Meteor from the Slowking, which was bad on turn 9, but, did it ultimately affect him in the long run? I don't know. So we saw the Hydreigon then paralyzed Blitz Slowking, while Meowscarada removed Taking Notes Kinda's Slowking's boots, who counteracted by Burning Tornadus. Then on turn 58, we saw the Thunderous Oko critted the Excadrill, while Latios Terra Steel to tank Terra Ice Mamoswine's Icicle Crashes, who then subbed to beat Slowking before Latios came back and recovered before sweeping the rest, ultimately winning Blit this game.
I'm not gonna lie, I think taking notes kinda choked.
You think so too, don't you?
Why did he... After Latios ran out of recovers, why did he keep Mamoswine in to take the full brunt of a Draco Meteor?
I have no idea. I mean, he tried to sub up to try and, mitigate some sort of attack. And maybe, try to flinch chance it. But yeah, it was just weird seeing it stay in against the Latios, who would probably knock it out with the one Draco Meteor. And lo and behold, look at that, what happened.
There's no way he's gonna... Actually, I guess it's possible he sets up. Because he does survive. He does survive one Draco.
One, turn 81.
But does Lydius know that?
Probably not.
So yeah, I'm gonna guess TNK thought that Lydius was gonna calm mind at least once and then kill.
Yeah.
And didn't expect an immediate Draco.
Yeah. So that was kind of unfortunate. So good on.
But yeah,
good on
if
Blake.
he did call the immediate Draco and sacked Thunderous, I think he won.
You think you won?
I believe so.
Okay, fair enough.
Because, if he's Ice Shard, Terra Ice Shard into the Meow, I wouldn't be surprised if that just straight up kills it.
Who wouldn't? Meowscarada is frail. Alright, next up we have RU Stories losing to Drip Legend. How?
How is Stories 0-3?
How has he not gotten how has she not gotten a win? I'm legit curious. Ugh. Oh.
Fortnite more important, I guess.
Fortnite. The priorities. We saw the Wheezing burn the Gastrodon, losing its item to Wochien. Then losing to Gastrodon later, who was sacked to Zapdos Galar, while Noivern defeated Cyclizar. Diancie then switched into a Barraskewda after a hard switch. Let me see what turn that was. Oh yeah, turn 36. Yeah. This confused me on the part of Drip Legend, like why would you? And the fact that it didn't even manage to pick up that kill was remotely even weirder. Letting the guy shut up a little bit more until Diancie ultimately died. So that was weird. Noivern blocked the Gastrodon from healing on turn 42 with blocking it from recovering with Psychic Noise, while Gujar Hisui defeated Drip's Diancie. Then, after Registeel died, we saw the Noivern killing the Zapdos Galar and Gastrodon to win Drip the game. Gastrodon died to hazards. Not exactly Noivern killing it, but still. Any other thoughts?
Not really.
Alright, so next up we have NU.
Oh, wait. No, I do have one thought, actually. I just remembered.
What?
Why did neither side Terra?
I have no idea.
Like, in theory, could Stories have won if she Terra flying her Zapdos?
You're fine.
Because it would have killed Noivern, and then all that's left is a Woken, right?
Yeah, probably. Still, he would have. Yeah.
I guess the Woken had Terra too, so it was probably still lost, but still? Like, not even gonna try?
You're not even gonna try Terra-ing. That was weird. Okay, next up we have NU. Shengineer versus Estra. Well. Look what we have here. First off, we saw the Porygon Z trick the Yancy. Then Overquill and Klefki set up the spikes before the latter paralyzed the Bronzong, and the former exploded on Porygon Z, killing it. Overquill just loving to explode. You were even caught off surprised here by the Overquill exploding.
Yeah, I've not quite seen that.
But it's a necessary kill for a necessary sack. Okay. Then we saw that Zarina blocking the Klefki's Thunder Wave attempt. You know what? I do know why Estra was thinking that. You could probably switch into Vape or Bronzong. But Zarina decided to stay.
No, he probably just forgot.
Oh, he did say oops. He did say oops in later. So Breloom, though, got to set up with Bulk Up and Terra Normal to kill Diancie with Seed Bomb. Then chipped the Terra Poison Vaporeon before eventually phasing out with Roar. Then we saw the Breloom set up again, stalled against Kilowattrel, only to die to Zarina's Rocky Helmet, killing it with itself with Facade, leaving Kilowattrel to kill Monkey Dory and Flygon in the end for Shen to win.
Yeah, I don't know. This was kind of poorly played by Astra.
Yeah. He had the necessary tools. He had Shen beat. It's just the way that the rest turned out didn't really exactly put him in a good spotlight. Oh well. That was a win. Next up is PU. Esteban versus Bleehay. What can you remember about this game, PokeArt?
I don't remember anything.
Well, let me tell you. The Rotom first burned the Ambipom early on after losing its item.
Oh.
Then we saw the Espeon bounced rocks back from Mudsdale. He was trying to go for a Stealth Rock on turn 4, but unfortunately landed rocks on his side. So that was a good turn by Esteban there, using the Espeon very well, leading to Rotom to come back in, burn Belly Bolt until it got poisoned in return, and then Espeon came back in to actually trick the Sand Slash Alola, giving the leftovers on turn 9. So yeah, just good stuff all around from Esteban. Just able to predict Bleehay, boom, 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 like that.
Well, it's almost like he's the better player.
It did. It was very evident, okay? The Dunsparce then set up Calm Mind as Sandslash set up Spikes. Sweeping with Boom Burst and Terra Poisoning before dying to Ambipom's Terra Ice Triple Axle. A burned one at that. Then we saw the Rotom burning the Mudsdale, Zoroark knocking off to kill it, then Sucker Punching while dodging Ambipom's Triple Axle to beat it, and Vikavolt in the end for Esteban to win. That Ambipom miss was kinda brutal, but Bleehay had no other option from that.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Better player won. Not much else to say.
Then we come to LC. Greedy versus Envy.
Oh.
And thus is part 3 of the trilogy of What the Fuck, Greedy.
It's not... No, it's not as bad this time.
You think so?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, actually, maybe it could have been. It could have been worse. It could have been worse for Greedy. So we saw Greedy Vullaby Code the Mean Foo early on. So that was a what the fuck in the good way. While Envy.
I think he might have gotten lucky there.
Really?
Whenever Caltex shows the roll for that, it always says 6% to kill.
Well, I got the 6%.
Seems so.
Lucky. So Envy's Vullaby then endured killing Greedy's with itself. While Shellos...
Yeah, Greedy probably should have roosted there.
While Shellos kills the Sensual Lola. Shelder then set up the Shell Smash, with Greedy sacking the Diglett Alola while Torchic kills the Elekid. Then, after Fungus Wars, which really should be the title of their whatever two funguses just share the ring together, it's just called Fungus Wars. Greedy.
I think Greedy should not have sacked his Elekid there.
Yeah,
and earlier, he should have knocked the Fungus. I didn't even know he was running knock, because, he didn't use it.
Well, then we saw the Shelter killed Greedy's Fungus and Terra Ghosted, but it did die to Meanfoo's knockoff. So that was lucky.
No, it wasn't.
Actually, no, that was kind of a...
He predicted the Terra.
He did predict the Terra. That was lucky. He predicted the Terra.
No, that's not lucky.
He predicted the Terra. That's all that's important. It beat Shelter.
Yes.
Good for Greedy.
That's called the power of intuition. That's not luck. He just saw it coming and acted accordingly.
Good for him. Then Meanfoo stalled out Fungus before losing to it. Terra poisoned Shellos was put to sleep while Torchic fire blasted to kill it, winning Envy this game.
Yeah, there were a few things Greedy could have done better, but I already pointed them out.
Yeah. So, hopefully Greedy does come back and actually dominates a game for once. I think coming on to week 1, we may have tempered Greedy's expectations a little. I feel kind of bad for the man.
Well, it might be a more even game this week.
Yeah, I have high hopes for that one. Alright, so Monotype. Royal Reloaded versus Twinkay. This one just went flyby. Because we were so focused on one game. We didn't even know Royal and Twink actually played until now.
Well, yeah, I don't think they linked.
They didn't link at all. We saw the Greedy, the Golden Go, paralyzed, the Greedy Golden Go, paralyzing the Tornadus.
Well, yeah, that's actually fair, because, Golden Go is literally made of money.
It's true. The Golden Go paralyzed the Tornadus, while the Iron Shreds knocked off Articuno's heavy-duty boots. Now trying to imagine Greedy EB as a Golden Go. That's weird. So Heatran switched in the Moltres, then defeated it with Power Gem. Power Gem Heatran, man. You're starting to see a lot of those.
Well, it's Scarf, and Yeah.
I mean, it's useful against terra-flying things. Or
What
not
do you mean
terra-flying
things?
things.
This is monotype.
Mono-flying things, not terra. Excuse me.
Yes, like Moltres.
Like Moltres. So, Goldango then beat Tornadus, with our Iron Treads beating Articuno, while Heatran beat Corviknight. Iron Treads finishing off Gliscor and Landorus, the two flying ground types for Royal to win. Any other thoughts?
I was a little confused by how Twinkay played.
Really? Point it out, why don't you?
Let me pull it up and point it out. Okay, blah 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 blah.
Which turn?
Boring, where is it?
Boring? Excuse me? You call turns like that boring?
Oh yeah, turn 48. Why didn't he U-turn? Why did he hard switch in Gliscor instead of U-turning? Like, I thought, wait. He was brave enough to do that before. Why didn't he do it this time? And it outsped, too. If he U-turned there, I wonder if he could have reverse swept.
Using the, what, Landorus?
Yeah.
Possible. It's possible. He could have gotten a flinch. He could have gotten a flinch from Loxride.
A fair amount of them run gravity, you know.
Well, he could have used gravity, then flinched it with Rock Slide, and then just Earth Powered it, and then just Earth Powered.
What are you talking about? I'm saying if he U-turned into Gliscor, so the balloon would be broken. The Gliscor would be dead. He gets to come back in with his Landorus. He gets a free Earth Power, basically. Or Skarmory switches in, and if he's gravity, actually no, he's not gravity, because that wouldn't benefit the flying types.
It really wouldn't. Hello,
Okay, then if he's something that hits the Skarmory. No, it's not Stone Edge.
I don't know. Probably some Focus Blast or Rock Slide.
Point is, no guarantee that Skarmory has something that'll hit the Lando nicely. Could just be Body Press.
Yeah, it could just be Body Press, or it may be Brave Bird, but
could be. But point is, I think he has much more of a shot if he U-turns there instead of just sacking his Gliscor like a dumbass with the balloon still up.
How unfortunate. Alright, next up we have Doubles OU. Sea Life beating Keanu.
I think Keanu got a bad matchup.
You really did. I mean, look at the matchups here between, especially when you consider looking like Sea Life had Clefairy, Keanu brought an Electabuzz. Huh.
And it's also the fact that Keanu looked at this and said, "Oh, hell nah."
He was a fool and recognized it, that he brought the worst team. So, Electabuzz survived a Roaring Moon, credit to it. Then Anglemora's attacks to let Volcarona manage to set up a Quiver Dance, sacking it for Volcarona to Terra Dragon and burn Glamora with Flame Body before getting poisoned to Mortal Spin right at turn 3. Just that Mortal Spin just actively hampering it. Giga Draining though to kill it. Well, actually let King Gambit do the killing for it. And yeah. After Volcarona died though, we saw the King Gambit kill the Roaring Moon, while Sea Life's own King Gambit defeated Dragapult. while sacking Clefairy, while Chin-Pao removed the grassy terrain via the ice spinner, but nearly killed the Rillaboom. Nearly managing to kill the Rillaboom there before dying to poison from the Toxic Spike. King Gambit then defeated Rillaboom with Volcarona, defeated the King Gambit for Sea Life to win. Any other thoughts?
Not really.
Well played doubles. It's a well played doubles game. Alright, next up we have Hammy versus Dunox in Rands. Game 1. We saw webs. Araquanid setting up the webs, leading to Iron Hands dodging the Scald burns from Fion to beat it with a wild charge. We even saw the Go-Goat try to set up. Didn't really do much. Beating it with the wild charge, while Komao set up its clangorous soul to kill it back with Boom Burst on turn 17. Then Smeargle managed to spore the Houndoom, set up Ceaseless Edge before dying to Araquanid, who killed Terrakion with Liquidation, and Terra Fighting Carbink came in to beat Espathra, Go-Goat with Body Press to win Dunox this first game. Espathra under webs doesn't feel right, does it? Game 2, we saw the Sandy Shocks getting poisoned early on, while Lurantis killed Gardevoir, then Terra Fighting and killed Arceus before losing to Sandy Shocks. Then we saw the Zacian come in to beat Veluza before dying to a boosted Revavroom, while Terra Electric Pawmont healed the Arceus water only to be sacked to Lantern, while Arceus got paralyzed and chipped by Munkidori before losing to Lantern, winning Hammy this game. Any thoughts?
Not really, but let's see. Oh yeah, there's the Arceus. There's the Arceus being ready to fight again. And yeah, it couldn't heal. That's unfortunate.
Munkidori getting a very fortunate Psychic Noise.
Yep.
Alright. Then we saw Game 3, which was the most eventful one. We saw Electros tanking a quick close combat from a Solgaleo to coil up, eventually killing the Tentacruel before losing to the Jolteon after getting, encored, by the Jump Bluff. Then
having to switch into a boosted Shadow Ball with Life Orb.
Yeah, Jolteon being very, very thing. And then Weirdeer managed to paralyze Regigigas before being paralyzed back with Body Slam. Just a very funny turn there. Dragon Corviknight then beat Jolteon, losing to Quaquaval while Bombardier killed the Solgaleo. And in comes a really funny turn. Turn 20, I believe. Where was it? Yes, here. Turn 31. We saw the Weirdeer hitting the Psychic Noise, while Regigigas revealed that it had Rest Talk. And because of Heal Block, he can't use Rest.
Whoopsie. And then he used Sleep Talk for some reason.
He tried Rest Talking. Maybe he was playing way too fast.
Yeah, perhaps he didn't realize that he didn't actually get the rest up.
Yeah. So, Regigigas died just out of passion. Quackleval then Terra Water to kill the Keldeo, while Jumpluff encored the Weirdeer to kill it with the acrobatics. And in the end, we saw the Jumpluff getting to do what Jumpluff does and Strength Sap to heal off against Bombardier's attacks. Eventually, Hammy forfeiting with that, which was very funny. It was very funny seeing both Jumpluff and Bombardier close out a game of Rends.
Yes.
Alright, next up we have National Dex. Seelu versus what was supposed to be Seth, but Seth was like, he couldn't make it because it was 30 minutes until deadline?
It was a bit more than that.
Probably an hour 30. It's all happened yesterday.
It was like 45-ish minutes to deadline.
Well, Seth just didn't respond while Seelu was on for pretty much for the entirety of the hour, so they had to find a sub, and they found XII, who subbed in for Seth against Seelu. So we saw the X-Guardian. X-Guardian, if you know, is from the Euphanos Legacy League. I've covered him playing a bit of Cap, SS Cap. So, fresh off memory there. Urshifu beat Zama's...
I only remember him from Qualls and nothing else.
Was he really that unremarkable to you?
I've literally never seen him before Qualls. I don't know what you expect of me.
Okay, fine. So we have Urshifu beat the Zamazenta early on, while DNC Mega defeated Fairthorn with Mystical Fire, only for Urshifu to come back in and beat Landorus in return. Urshifu just having a really, really good matchup, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So, after the fact, Seelu had his Landorus beat Mega DNC, dying to cure him as Urshifu just kind of cleaned through the rest with close combat.
Yeah.
Hell, even a sub cure him with close combat. That was jack compared to what was brought here. X-Guardian just being weak to an Urshifu.
Yep.
Congratulations. And then we come to the final matchup. We have the screaming Cinnabar Charizards between Brainrot, led by Brainrot managers Hacker and Trace against Jubilife Jirachis. They actually won like 3 weeks in a row now, the Charizards. I think so. Don't you think?
Sorry, what?
The Charizards are in the lead. Charizards have won 3 weeks in a row, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, they really pulled off some win here, so a very close win at that. First off is Ubers. Zoe Cafe beating the Ice Master. Oh no. Reverse. We have the Ubers game where we saw Ice Master beat Zoe Cafe.
Zoe brought some weird stuff.
Zoe did bring a weird stuff. First of all, we saw the Arceus Fairy paralyze the Ho-Oh. Then nearly killed it with a crit power gem. Was Arceus slow that day? And, while Kyogre beat the Groudon, but Tinglu was burned by Eternatus, while Giratina paralyzed Necrozma and killed it with Hex. So, Arceus Fairy then attacked Ho-Oh and Eternatus, but lost to burn before Solgaleo killed the latter in return. Terrifier Koraidon appeared, beating Solgaleo before defeating Kyogre, with it finishing off Zoe's Koraidon for Ice to win. Any other thoughts?
Why Solgaleo?
I mean, it's a better Necrozma, apparently.
No, it's really not.
No, it's really not. It's just a weird bring. It really is just a weird bring.
Especially because that seems to be Scarf?
I mean, it's good with Scarf, isn't it?
I mean,
It's just that meh.
Well, why do you think no one uses it?
We'll use it more. We'll use Solgaleo more. Maybe it'll be...
Or how about we don't, cause it's mid?
It's mid-tier in Ubers. OU! You saw Cafe versus Starail. This one was also fairly long. After Skarmory lost its item, but both it and Landorus ended up setting up rocks, Landorus was sacked to allow Goldengo to set up, to Terra Steel, and Oko the ever-living Frick out of Tinglu with Make It Rain, which was on turn 17 to 18. We saw the Tinglu lose to a Oko crit Goldengo. Oh, no, not a crit, but it's a Make It Rain.
Yeah, it wasn't a crit.
It was a Terra Steel Make It Rain, which was deadly. Zamazenta defeat...
A Terra Steel +4 Make It Rain. You kind of forgot to mention that part.
Yeah, he nasty plotted twice. Just for reference's sake. Then we saw the Zamazenta beating the Dragonite with Stone Edge at turn 27. That was nice. Then we saw Latios kill the Goldengo, but was OHKO'd to Samurott Hisui, who died to Zamazenta. Then Star sacked low kicks for Zamazenta to be killed by Cafe's Zamazenta's close combat. So that was kind of a weird sack, but I kind of sort of get it. Kinda, sorta. So we're left basically with, after Zamazenta died, of course, we saw the Pecharunt being left alone, where Slowking and Skarmory basically tag-teamed against it, just beating the ever-living frick out of Pecharunt. Winning stuff.
Beating the ever-living frick out of Pecharunt is what you should do, to be honest. If you know the game lore, that's just what you should do.
You should just beat it. Alright. Hacker versus Dugtrio is broken in OU. I'm very convinced Hacker is gonna go 9-0 in OU. I'm very, very convinced Hacker is gonna go 9-0 in OU. Especially after beating freaking Dugtrio's broken this week.
Yeah, but he's scared of Maverick.
We'll see
So he
about
avoided facing him.
We'll see about that, shall we? But here, my god, did Hacker play this relatively straight. So, Ogerpon nearly killed Darkrai, who burned
Yeah, that was a little odd. But I get it.
I kinda get why, but it was kinda odd. Burning the Tinglu in return. While Hatran blocked Corviknight from healing, survived Tinglu's ruination to kill Cinderace before dying to Ogerpon's Ivy Cudgel. Then, after Darkrai died, Goldengo was once again set up, just saw a lot of nasty plot Goldango to beat the Tinglu, nearly killing Ogerpon with Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt Goldango. On a +1, right? Turn 28.
Okay. Yeah, they were both +1.
Yeah, nearly killed it with Thunderbolt, which is a very uncommon move.
I have to wonder if, yeah, you're right, that is uncommon, but I have to wonder if that was a roll.
Me too. I really thought that would be a roll. So we saw the Dragonite then set up Dragon Dance and Encore Corviknight, killing Petarant and sweeping the rest for Hacker to just win.
I don't get why Hacker didn't just keep encoring that thing and setting up to max.
The Corvi?
Yeah,
he could have just
why is he attacking it? Like, can't he just set up to max?
I guess he just wanted
this thing
parade.
Can't kill you, just set up to max.
He just wanted the liberty. He just wanted the liberty of not going up to max, showing the power of Ultra with not full power, but still powerful as hell Dragonite. Oh well. He still won. Alright, next up we have Yu Seraph Z defeating Haxlolo.
Barely.
This one was close. This one was very close. I kind of like this game. So, Clodsire poisoned the Sandy Shocks, who set up hazards, only to be defogged by Mandibuzz, who knocked off several items off of Seraph's team. Just a lot of knocking off boots, knocking off lefties. So, just a lot of good knockoff plays there from the Mandibuzz. Tornadus, though, netted the first kill by beating Mandibuzz. While Masquerada defeated Skeledirge and allowed Fortress to rapid spin hazards away, while Sandy Shocks defeated the Clodsire. Seraph Z asserting a little bit of dominance very early on. That freaking knockoff Terra Dark, the Protean Dark Masquerada was very dangerous. But you know what was also dangerous, Pokeart? The Terra Steel Latios that came into play. Setting up and just sweeping Seraph Z, potentially almost killing his entire team.
Yeah, it looked pretty dire when that was happening.
But, Mimikyu was able to set up and kill it with Shadow Claw. While Fortress beat Skarmory with the Terra Steel Tornadus, living on 1 against the Meowscarada's knockoff to just beat it with U-turn and then win for Seraph.
I have to wonder if that was a roll. I think it might have been.
That probably
I think I remember it being a roll.
That probably is a roll, which in this case would be really funny. All right.
Let me skip to it.
It's the final turn. It's literally just the final turn.
Oh yeah. So if that died, yeah, it was a roll. If that died, Haxlolo won.
Because Masquerada would just end up killing the rest.
Well, yeah, the only thing left was a 21% toxic to Sandy Shocks.
Very close. Very close win for Seraph there. What was equally as well, actually no, this was mind-boggling. This game. Are you Joel versus Evie? This one is a mind-boggling one. I uh, I I don't know if I should be a fan or not. So Gudra.
Why would you be a fan?
I don't know. I don't know. So Gudra Hisui killed Registeel early on via Terra Dragon, while Fortress.
Yeah, that's Specs Terror Dragon, by the way.
Yeah, that is a very that would have been very dangerous. Fortress, though, evaded the Wochian's seed attempts before Rocky Helmet Gastrodon ultimately defeated it, sucking immediately to the Gudra Hisui Dracomedia. Zapdos Galar then crit killed Jirachi, but was sacked to Gudra Hisui on turn 25. Odd. It was an odd.
Yeah, I just like how Eevee played this game.
That's why I told you, it was an odd. I don't know if I should be a fan or not.
Why did he sack his Zapdos?
Why would you sack
Why
any
did
Zapdos?
he sack what could have just
Win.
cleaned most of Joel's team?
Win.
Yeah, like why did he just sack what cleaned?
No idea. Probably to bring in something else to clean. But what? Gengar?
Look, I ain't gonna sugarcoat this. Is he stupid?
Ouch. Yeah, leading to the.
Why are you sacking your damn Zapdos? Don't you want to kill the Milotic? Don't you want to kill the Gudra? And it's not like Necrozma takes a Brave Bird or anything super well.
Especially when they're at that exact health. It was perfectly in range. Oh well.
God.
So, Terra Fairy Cyclizar rapid spun away rocks, surviving a Mamoswine's earthquake before it died to Life Orb recoil. That's something. Gudra Hisui then defeated Gengar after yet another hard switch that really wasn't necessary. Then Joel just proceeded to have his remaining Mon stall Leech Seed and heal itself until eventually, on turn 63, we saw the Milotic freeze the Cyclizar. And then Gudra Hisui took out the Wochian, leaving Cyclizar against Necrozma until Eevee forfeited.
Also, why the hell did he Terra Fairy the Cyclizar then? And not, I don't know, when an incoming Draco maybe could have happened. Like, there's no reason Gudra can't just spam Flash Cannon instead.
And lo and behold, it just did. Just spam Flash Cannon anyway. So yeah, you were annoyed.
Like, yes, the perfect way to win this game. Sack your damage dealers.
Choke. Just completely choke the rest of the game. Just sack your Zapdos Galar, sack your Gengar, be done with it. Absolutely dumb. Alright.
I get it sometimes, but like, how are you supposed to win when you can't kill the opposition?
Oh well.
You do not have the power to stall them out. They will destroy you.
So yeah,
Wochen is the only thing that had any hopes of bringing it back, but yeah, I don't see Wochen doing much to properly beat the Specs Terror Dragon Gudra Hisui, okay?
Yeah. Which Joe ultimately preserved and ultimately won.
Because, it had Sapsicker.
Yeah. So Pokeyard got angry. Real triggered there.
Yeah, it's mainly because of the Zapdos sack. Like, that looks so good there. Why would you do that?
Yeah. Anyway, next up we have...
Especially if you get to kill that Goodra and it's gooey and your speed gets lowered, but you're still faster than the rest of the opposition because they're slow as hell, and you have your attack boosted by 2.
Defiant.
Alas, it wasn't gooey, so...
Oh well. Oh well, it's fine. Alright, next up is NU. We have Ninja versus Enzo Nana. So, DNC set up the Trick Room, while Screamtail set up Calm Mind, while the former killed the latter with Meteor Beam, just under Trick Room, while Scrafty, well, here's the real kicker in this game. Scrafty knocked off Chinchino's loaded dice and survived its tail slap to defeat it with knockoff. So turn 12, we saw the tail slap miss, allowing Scrafty to just remove the loaded dice. And if it had hit with loaded dice, it probably wouldn't have hit 3 times, as opposed to loaded dice is 4 and 5. Ultimately, Chinchino died. So yeah, Ninja got gypped a little there. But that was not all. Oh no, that was not all that Ninja had to suffer through. Of course, we saw the Porygon Z setting up the agility to survive Klefki's Steel Beam, losing to Enzo's own Porygon Z. Then we saw here turn 18. Porygon Z dodging the Steel Beam, and Ninja's Klefki died. How unfortunate, right?
Yes. Those misses sucked.
So, Porygon Z chipped the Toxicroak before succumbing to it, and Flygon just won off of Dragon Dance and Terra Fire.
Yep, and correctly calling the Terra, apparently.
Apparently. So yeah, I got annoyed by that. Ninja didn't need to lose like that.
Slightly unrelated, but I wonder if Eevee won their game without the freeze.
I don't know. Maybe.
It's just it's kind of difficult the way I see it, and like Zapdos still would have been very good to keep around. I'm of the opinion, because like Milotic was low. It's not like Mamoswine's taking anything from that. The Crossman probably doesn't want to switch in. Gudra certainly doesn't want to switch in. Like, keep that. Sorry.
Anyway.
I know, that's last game.
Alright, next up is PU. Druid versus Blood Ace. Oh. Is this the dumb one? No, it's not. Florges tried tricking against Blood Ace's own Florges to no avail, because both brought Scarf. Turn 10. Both brought Scarf Florges. So that was really funny to see. Then after turns of Rhydon setting up rocks and Decidueye defogging them, and terrors ultimately were initiated, Rhydon was killed by Rotom's Overheat. Terra Rock Shaman then defeated Terra Poison Rhydon, followed by Rotom getting sacked to Arcanine, while Shaman died to Bruxish. Arcanine then defeated Florges, and Zoroark died to Life Orb Recoil, with Altaria beat Bruxish for Druid to win. Very simple and very satisfying. Thoughts?
I don't really have anything to add.
Okay. That was for you. LC. Oh, okay. Loki fan versus Arcanine 1929.
Ugh.
I can tell from that reaction that it's not a very good game. Actually, yeah.
Loki literally said we don't speak of this game.
Oh, yeah, this was the stupid game. This was the stupid game that I remember. Okay. So, first off, we have the Arcanine sacking his Gothita against Minfu.
Yeah, that was really stupid.
The early game mishaps started early. Then, while Meowth Alola managed to actually get something by paralyzing the Vullaby after a Thunderbolt.
Into a full para.
Into a full para, with Loki low-key losing Glimmet later to Minfu. Then we come to another stupid turn 11, where we saw the Minfu crit code Loki's with high jump kick. Loki was just getting gypped. Even Arcanine had to even Arcanine was feeling bad for him, just bashed his head against the keyboard. I don't want that. And yeah, friggin' the numbers don't lie and they spell disaster for you. That's a wrestling reference. So hence my comment of this ain't being TNA. Mudbray though missed a Stone Edge, allowing Vullaby to at least chip it before dying to its heavy slam. And then we saw Diglett Alola being Terra Stellar, being Mudbray and Minfu, while Sandshrew Alola beat Vullaby. And then we saw turn 28. We saw the Meowth Alola missing a Snarl, who then lost to Diglett Alola, and flinching Fungus at the end before killing it to win Loki the game. Although you did make a comment about Terra Water Fungus suddenly appearing, so odd. So yeah, overall, PokeArt, stupid game, am I right?
Yeah, incredibly stupid.
Oh boy,
But yeah,
go on.
see, he was Terra Water Fungus, so I don't understand why he didn't Terra there,
Against
like
Iron
when
Head.
the Iron Head hit, instead of, well, the turn after.
I have no idea. I just wanted this game to end at that point. I think both just wanted this end. Didn't matter.
Like, I think Arcanine could have actually won if he Terra'd it a turn earlier. Well, I don't know, actually. The flinch, and I don't know how much Earthquake does neutrally.
Yeah, me neither. Probably
It does a fair bit,
but I don't. Probably.
I don't know if it wouldn't have been enough. It would not have been enough if he Terra watered on the Iron Head.
Yeah. So that was stupid. This is just a dumb game all around. It's dumb. Next up is not Monotype. Is it Monotype? Yeah, it's Monotype. What am I thinking? Drizzle versus.
It's doubles.
Yeah, it's a Monotype. Drizzle versus Jack Hustler. Ground versus Ice. Yikes. So the first turn, we saw the first turn already, Kyurem OHKOing the Mamoswine, while Garchomp nearly killed Ninetales, who froze Hippowdon when Dugong killed it back with Ice Beam before Excadrill managed to beat it. So we're already seeing like dumb turns all around. Also, Dugong freaking killing Garchomp and then just surviving something other than Excadrill losing to it. Just a wild bring. Just a wild bring from Drizzle. Just bringing Dugong.
Well, it's probably decent on an ice team because it's a water type. It has thick fat.
Thick fat, yeah, and it has Ice Body, so you can probably heal off with Ninetales Alola.
It can't have two abilities, Mikoi.
Well, you could flip flop.
It can only run one of them, Mikoi.
I know, but you could, you could really do either or. You could probably have an Ice Body Dugong or a Thick Fat Dugong. I know which one I want, but yeah.
It can't be both.
I know, it can't be both. It can't be both. Hippowdon then thawed to Whirlwind. Avalug's boosted Iron Defense. Well, Kyurem came back to kill Clodsire. Then dodged the Landorus Focus Blast to kill it with Ice Beam before Jack forfeited. Yeah, I think we caught this actually live, but...
I believe so.
But, yeah, that Landorus Focus Blast not hitting was the game changer. Next up is doubles, where Pig Warrior lost to Servolt Mike through ignominious means. I didn't like how Pig Warrior lost this. So Terrafire Malamar actually came into play as Indeedee followed me to redirect the Ogerpon's Ivy Cudgel attack.
What, Malamar?
Terrafire Malamar.
There you go.
Then Malamar then defeated Chi Yu while dodging Deoxys' Psycho Boost with Ogerpon OHKOing Hoopa. Then
the Psycho Boost myth was a game changer. That literally lost it for Pig Warrior practically right then and there.
Yeah. So if he had hit, Malamar would have died, and Malamar wouldn't have set up the Trick Room, thus allowing Pig Warrior to just sweep with Ogerpon, Iron Hands, maybe even Deoxys.
Ogerpon would probably just go in and kill most of Servolt Mike's remaining team, yeah.
Including Torkoal?
Well, no. As we saw, it did 55.
Mm-hmm.
But, that plus Deoxys on the field, it might.
Yeah. Well, Torkoal then beat Deoxys, then Hatterene crit OHKO'd Landorus with Expanding Force, while Malamar beat Sinistcha, finishing off Ogerpon and Iron Hands for Mike to win. Yeah, we didn't like how he won.
Okay, wait. I guess the miss wasn't totally game ending or game changing, because then I think Torkoal plus either Hatterene or Diancie would come in and just set Trick Room.
Yeah, that's probably it. Also,
Torkoal purely for Sun to mitigate the damage from Ivy Cudgel.
Also, I gotta wonder if Duer is actually a regular show character.
No, not to my knowledge.
Well, once we...
If it is, I don't remember. It's been a few years.
Okay. Penultimate game time.
No one important, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Random battle. We saw Lady Rider versus Los Gono Shuto. Oof. So, game 1, we saw the Blissey Terra Ghosting to block Bronzong's Body Press attempt very nicely. While Terra Electric Zekrom set up the Dragon Dance to kill the Weirdeer, while Komao set up the Clanger Soul to beat Bronzong. Then we saw Lucario set up the Sword Stance to beat the Komao, but failed to kill Sneasler, who lost to Salamence, leaving only Diancie before Lady forfeited. Kind of a quick win, isn't it?
Yes.
Magmortar killed the Raikou, while Shedtail Cyclizar set up against Terraground Arboliva, killing it and itself with its own Brave Bird, while Mabastiff defeated Scizor. Terrakion then critted Terra fighting Registeel, who paralyzed it before dying to Magmortar, who crit O-Code Hitmonlee before Losco forfeited. A crit kill Fire Blast on the Hitmonlee at that. And then we saw Game 3. Lo and behold, I actually have it pulled up. So, Hitmonlee decided to knock off Venomoth's Heavy Duty Boots. Okay, so Lee knocked off Heavy Duty Boots while Cryogonal froze Decidueye to kill it, while Basculin killed the Garchomp before dying to Giratina, who Terra Dragon before to beat Lunala before losing to Cryogonal. Hitmonlee then missed High Jump Kick against Ceruledge, it being a Ghost type, causing Lady to just forfeit. Any other thoughts of this quick 20-turn game?
I don't blame Lady for forfeiting. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, the Decidueye freeze was bad. The just losing against Cryogonal with Giratina was bad. And then Hitmonlee having Ceruledge to deal with. Yeah, I don't blame Lady Rider as well. Is Losco like 2-1? Or is he actually 3-0?
What team is he on again?
Jir.
What?
Jir. Rachi.
Oh, okay.
J-I-R.
Yeah, he's 3-0.
Bro. He's beaten JJ, he's beaten Piyush, he's beaten Lady Rider. What a goat.
So, actually, I think he's just lucky as shit.
Well, alright. Speaking of getting to 3-0.
He's good, but he's also lucky as shit.
Well, speaking of getting into a 3-0, National Dex. What was supposed to be Team Charm versus Rahul ended up with Team Charm subbing out because this was actually the last game. This literally happened on the dot, on the deadline. Rahul versus the newest player after a particular player got forcibly removed out of BLT. In comes the sub, and the sub is Mirror Sama, who has a custom. Mirror's Ama. So, Landers lost its item fairly quickly, but subbed anyway, setting up the bulk up as it killed Moltres with Smackdown, not Raw, but sweeping with Earthquake until switched out. However, Dracozolt managed to miss a Fire Blast against Ferrothorn, which was very unfortunate, until, of course, it actually got to kill with it, but just in the heat of the moment, I thought, ouch. Then after Dracozolt died, Excadrill Rapid Spin away rocks, and then died to Urshifu before Ama eventually forfeited, because he was only left with Ferrothorn against an Urshifu.
Yeah.
Quick boy win for Rahul.
Yeah, the Landers just went in and kinda had no counters.
It's okay. It's okay. So yeah, that was BLT week 3. We actually got it done under 3 hours. I feel very happy.
I don't because I'm hungry.
Well, we're gonna get through this quickly. We're gonna get through the thing. We're gonna get through predicts really quickly so you can eat.
Okay, so the winner of predicts last week was
Da-da-da-da.
me.
Da-da-da-da. You.
I got 23 out of 36.
Okay. Please let me get.
Which is nearly 64%.
Please don't let me get another half.
Congratulations, you didn't.
Yay! That's the real victory.
You got 28 out of 48.
Okay, that's about 50-something%.
58.
Yeah, just nearly 60%. I feel happy about that. What did Pick predict?
The pick got like 39-ish.
Are you serious?
19 out of 48.
Wow. Couldn't even scratch half, Pick. I thought you were
It
supposed
would have been 18 out of 48, but it changed its predict once Celio faced a sub. I mean, not Celio, Celu.
Celio. That's a Pokemon. Okay. So that's the end of that. Let's move on now to the main event. Yeet. Week 4 predicts. We're halfway through the season, guys. We're halfway done, and we've covered at least 150 games so far. Fuck us. Fuck us. So, here we go. Week 4 matchup. Starting off with the Resort City Rufflets versus the Cinnabar Charizards. First up, Ubers. Skimmy the God versus Zoe Cafe. Remind me, what are their records? I think Skimmy's 2-1, and I think Zoe's also 2-1.
I'm pretty sure Zoe is 1-2.
Is he? Check.
I mean, beat Skyu in week 1, lost to XU9, lost to Ice Master, right?
Okay. Oh, I forgot who beat her in week 2. It's Emoksu, right?
Yeah.
Skimmy, though, was... I would call this an even matchup, but... I don't know. Something about Zoe's Cafe's performances lately have been kind of tanking. That's why they weren't able to muster up good wins. So, yeah. I think I'm going Skimmy. Skimmy's just been, he's done better, but he is, one of the more, the more, positive outlooking players there in Ubers. He's able to perform wins, at least.
I don't really agree with your reasoning earlier about Zoe's performances tanking, considering one of the 2 losses was hacks, purely.
Yeah.
And, well, the other one was versus Ice Master.
Which kind of credits to me saying that, I don't know, maybe Zoe Cafe. Well, the loss to Emoksu was bad, yes, but I don't know, just something about the game versus Ice Master just made me a little bit down on Zoe.
I see. But I'm glad to see you're supporting the god himself.
Gimme the Godji. What does Pick say?
It says Zoe Cafe because it doesn't like my team.
It's really against your team a lot for these past couple of predicts, huh? Alright, so OU, Maverick Shooters versus Cave. I believe Maverick Shooters is 2-1. And I think Cave is 1-2.
I think so? I don't really remember what Cave's record is.
I think it is 1-2. Check.
Let's see.
Jowie's odds, remember.
Yeah, it's 1-2.
One against...
One against El Cap.
Do we really count that as a win? Yeah, do we really count that as a win? Well, actually, Cave...
Yes, it's a win.
Well,
it's
actually,
just...
Cave did perform quite strongly in that win, in that one win.
And El Cap really didn't.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the fairly obvious pick this time. Yeah, Maverick Shooters to win. Fairly obvious.
Good.
Fairly obvious. For fairly obvious reasons. The Maverick Shooters will win. What does Pix say?
It says Cave, because it's still very much against my team.
Watch Cave actually upsets you.
No.
Hopefully not. The other OU game, Mikey-Mon versus Hacker. First time we're seeing Mikey-Mon do one of these.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna really throw Mikey-Mon to the wolves and make Hacker's record go into an even 4-0?
Hey, what makes you think we're throwing him to the wolves?
Oh, you're gonna try to beat him.
Yeah, what do you think we try to do every week?
Well, you have been pretty dominant in your wins, okay?
It's always that second OU slot that's kind of winless, though.
Right, and you're facing off against the 3-0 GOAT in Hacker, who I swear will go 9-0. So you know what? I'm going Hacker.
Sure.
I'm going Hacker. Sorry.
You know, Mikey-Mon probably plays a bit more OU than you might think.
Really? Sell me on Mikey-Mon then.
Well, I saw him doing S-Tour this weekend.
Did he win his S-Tour game?
Miko, I don't think you know how S-Tour works if you're asking that.
I don't know how S-Tour works. I'm just balling. I'm just spitballing.
So think of it like a tournaments room tour, but really, really big.
It's like really elongated.
Yeah, it's just that, but really big.
Okay. That could take a while. But yeah.
Hacker didn't actually do terribly well on those. I believe Mikey-Mon might have done better.
Oh. Whoa, that's gonna turn some heads. But yeah, I honestly think Hacker. He's been showing up a lot more great performances against established OU players at that. So yeah, Hacker. What does Pick say?
Okay.
What does Pick say?
Pick also says Hacker because it's not gonna pick my team.
Well, hopefully it does here when where we have D-Wagon versus Serapzy.
You say D-Wagon?
What? You want me to really say it as D-Wagon?
I say Dwagon.
Dwagon. That is bad. That's just a bad pronunciation, woman. Please.
Why?
It's D-Wagon or Dwagon. Dwagon? Excuse me? Are you trying to be hipster?
Well, you see, his showdown name had an E in it at the end.
Oh, Dwagon.
Oregon. Yes.
Dwagon. Serapzy. I think Serapzy is 3-0. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I think he is.
Do I really have to say why I go Serapzy to win?
I guess not. I mean, Dwagon is a new. Well,
He's newish.
He's the first time. It's the first time we're slotting him in.
Yeah.
You don't really know much on him.
Yeah, so hopefully he does impress. Hopefully he does impress here in this match against Seraph Z, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm picking Seraph Z. What does pick say?
It picks Seraph Z.
It's a
What? Did you expect it would pick a player of my team?
Maybe your thing is just rigged. Maybe just have, the right side be your team,
We are on the right. No, oh wait, you're on the left.
You're on the left. Alright, as you're inputting those names in, XII versus Joel X Leaf. Oof. Well, alright. Well, Joel actually has been showing up. Like, he's been putting on decent performances as of late, ever since being slotted here. Actually doing pretty well for himself. But it's coming up against one of the most legendary RU players of all time.
This is true.
It's a big challenge for good old Joel. So, let's pick XII to win. I just feel confident in XII.
Good.
What does pick say?
It says Joel. What do you think?
It's an underdog, okay? It's picking the underdog.
No, it's just picking the other team because it dislikes mine.
And you see Acid versus Dark Probs or Population 4 or whatever he chooses as a showdown username.
He goes by both on Showdown, I think. I've seen him on as both.
And you've mentioned that he does play NU quite a bit?
Yeah, that seems to be the tier he may play the most. That or are you?
Interesting. Well, Acid has been showing up, though. Acid has been popping off. He's been doing pretty well. Let's go Acid.
Thank you.
Let's go Acid. What does pick say?
It says Acid.
Yeah, see? Act One Direction win for the pick. PU.
Why do you call him Act One Direction? That's terrible.
AC is what? Actinium? Actinium One Direction. There you go.
Just call him Acid.
Acid 13. Next up is PU. Wesh Papillon versus Druid. What do you think? What do
I think?
What do you
I
think?
can't say. I'm not predicting right now.
No, I'm talking to myself. What do you think here? So, Pap is an interest. I mean, Pap deserves to be slotted in something other than LC because Pap can be goated anywhere else. But against Druid, though, he might be in a tough position.
Pap, who beat Lenny effortlessly last week.
Is he gonna beat Druid in the exact same way? I just see him just cheese it.
Of course not.
Is he gonna cheese Druid again?
Unless it looks really good.
Oh boy. Do I go established or do I go betting man? I think I might go betting man. I think I'm going Pap.
Well, I appreciate the support.
I think I'm going betting man here. I'm thinking Pap to win. What does pick say?
The pick says Pap.
Oh, it's starting to agree with you. Alright, next up is LC. Piyush versus Loki Fan. Highlight though?
Highlight, I think.
Highlight though. I mean, Piyush can literally play anything, so...
Yeah, yes. That's the point. He's literally slotted in a different tier every week.
He can literally play anything and just be goated at it. So he's played Rand, he's played PU, he's played UU, and now he's playing LC against a goat in Loki Fan. SCL goat at that.
Too bad BLT isn't long enough for us to slot Piyush in every tier.
Yeah, unfortunate. How unfortunate. Let's go. Boy, Piyush can literally win against anyone. The Loki fan hasn't had the strongest BLT. He's been getting quite unlucky in his games.
Isn't he?
He's 2-1.
3-0.
Is he 3-0?
Oh yeah, he's 2-1. Right, he lost to Timo.
He lost to Timo in the aneurysm greedy game. So, oh boy. You know what? Screw it. I'm going Piyush.
Ooh!
I'm going Piyush. He can literally play anything and can be 3-0. Except that he's not. He's 2-1.
Yes, because he got hacked.
Yeah, so, alright.
And horrible MU!
Well, hopefully it doesn't get MU bad here. What does Pick say?
It's LC. You can't really auto-lose on MU in LC, usually.
We'll see about that. Let's see what Pick says.
It says Loki fan.
Oof. Well, it's going with the traditionalist LC main this time. Next up is Monotype. Rio Vidal versus J Papayo.
Who the hell is J Papayo?
Me too. That's what I asked myself. But do I really gotta bet against the GOAT? Do I really gotta bet against Maroon?
No, you don't.
I will not. I will, even though he got horribly hacked last week. I'm still picking Maroon to win.
It wasn't that horrible. It was kind of game costing, but it was only one crit.
I'm still going Maroon despite the loss last week.
Good. Because who the hell is Japapayo?
Watch the game and you'll find out. Alright, what does Pick say?
It says Japapayo.
Who the hell? Okay, fine. Doubles OU! Actually a highlight match between two very unlucky players.
They are very lucky. Yeah, just cut it.
Next up, we have a match, admittedly, a highlight match between two very unlucky players. Luisin versus Pig Warrior 19.
Oh no, I don't like how you phrase that because it makes it sound like this will be won by whoever is less unlucky.
Oh man, I can't wait for the inevitable, oh, freeze, oh, poison, oh, multi-crit, oh, paralyze.
Please, I can't take it.
Alright, so who's going to win? I feel more bad for Luisin. Although putting them against two on an even playing field without any hacks, I think Pig Warrior's got him edged out. So I think I'm gonna go with Pig Warrior here.
Huh. Okay.
It'll be very interesting to see this without any hacks.
Don't say that, Nikoi.
Just keep jinxing it and then reverse jinx it.
Just don't say anything about it at all.
What does Pick say?
It says Pig Warrior because it's not gonna pick people from my team 90% of the time.
It picked two. Alright.
Keyword 90% of the time. Even though that doesn't quite equate to 90%.
Not exactly. Not random battle best of 3. We got MG versus Drizzle. I saw this game live and MG dominant. Never been. You needed the PokeArt Scout. You did not provide him. Bad teammate at that. But he still won anyway.
Sorry, I didn't have time. He played so soon.
You didn't provide him a clear enough scout, so he had to win anyway.
Look, he's goated like that. I knew he didn't need it.
He didn't need it. And yet, lo and behold, he won. So, good job. I would have picked MG. I still would have picked MG regardless. So,
of course he would.
He's that goated. So, what does Pick say?
It says MG because he already won.
Yeah. National Dex. Actually, though, kind of highlight here. Tempo de Anguria versus Rahul. This is low-key a dark horse highlight match. I'm quite excited to see this one. Tempo and Rahul have played very solidly in National Dex. And even though I think Tempo has a negative record, is it a 1?
No, he's 2-1.
Okay, very solid. While Rahul is 3-0. So, I'm very curious to see how this one performs. Is the run of Rahul going to stop here? I'm going to say no. I think Rahul's going to win. I think Rahul's going to win. So, who does pick say?
It says Tempo.
Yeah. It ended off on...
He thinks your pick is rancid.
The pick is rancid. Okay.
No, it says you're rancid, so that's why it's betting against you.
Wow. Alright, next up we have the Jubilife Jirachis versus the Pillsbury Fido Boys, who already had 2 wins because they're no Johners. Ubers! We saw our Absol brethren as the Ice Master versus the Ainscrad.
And it happened.
It happened. And Ainscrad won.
Do you know who won? Yes, you know who won.
I do know who won because it was bolded. I've yet to see the game between these.
Oh.
I've yet to see the game between these two Absols. These Absols friends.
If you wanna describe this game in one word, perhaps annihilation.
Oof. Yeah. Absolute Absol posters for BLT 13. Let's get it. Who are you picking?
Who were you picking?
Oh no, frick. Right, that's right. We should have said. I mean, I would have picked Ice to win.
Yeah, me too.
Who would have picked?
It would have picked Ice Master as well.
We all lost. Take the L, all of us. Alright, OU, Starreal versus Tenebrosite. I think this happened like 2 BLTs ago. Or no, this...
Wouldn't surprise me.
Actually, this might have happened at every single BLT we've done.
I don't know if Tenebrosite played OU in every single BLT, though. Like, he was playing PU one year.
Oh, yeah, he was playing PU 1 year. Well, we have seen Tenebrosite versus Starreal before, and I think Star may have won that one. So this one should be interesting. Who are you picking?
Starreal.
Yeah, and as much as I want to go for Tenebrosite here, I think I'm going to go Starreal.
That's the correct choice, yes.
But what does Pick say? Will it be an opposite, Nancy?
Yes. Yes, it will.
It's picking Tenebrosite. Oh, you! Doug Trio is broken versus Pixie Bob. What do you say for this one?
I'm going Doug Trio.
Yep.
For once.
That is the correct option. I'm also going Doug Trio. Despite Pixel Bob having that unfortunate game versus Unstoppable, like, Doug Trio is broken is still a better player, admittedly. So I think it's fair to say that Doug Trio should bounce back after a crushing loss. What's Pick say?
Pick says Doug Trio.
Okay. Hax Lolo versus...
I'd be surprised if Pixel Bob wins, though.
Mm-hmm. We have Pixel Bob. We have Hax Lolo versus Taking Notes, kinda. This one's gonna be close. I can just feel it. I can just feel this being close. Who are you picking?
Who are you picking?
I don't know. Hex Lolo kind of like impressed me for how well he played despite losing in defeat. Taking Note's kind of an established UU player at this point. Although I don't know, maybe Hex Lolo could be an established UU player. But I'm thinking TNK.
Okay. Hmm. Damn, I don't know.
It's not as close. It's still close, but you're not really high on both players. Doesn't seem like you're high on both players.
Well, not quite as high as some of the other people playing this tier, no. But, my gut is saying Hax Lolo.
Alright. You're going with your gut.
I guess so.
You're very, very empty gut because you need to eat.
You're right. Why am I listening to it? It's just crying about food. It's not telling me Hax Lolo will win.
Well, what does Pick say?
It says Hax Lolo.
Okay. Are you? Oh, this is an interesting matchup. And it's two people who are not having the greatest of BLTs. Eevee versus Stories.
I'm going Stories, but...
Oh, man. Oh, man. I can't wait to see. You know what? I think the downfall of Stories is gonna be even further. I'm thinking Eevee.
I don't know. Eevee's kind of...
Eevee can be potentially good in small doses. It's just that their performances have been, as we say, lacking. However, Stories is...
doses?
Hmm?
Small doses?
Well, they can perform better. They've had better days, is what I'm saying. But Stories...
What doses, exactly?
well, Stories just generally has a bad BLT so far. Just unable to pick up a win, and yeah.
Fortnite more important.
Fortnite is more important. I think that will be the factor. I think Stories will be too busy playing Fortnite, and that will cause Eevee to win. So, who do you pick?
I'm picking Stories. I already said that.
Pick. What does Pick say?
Stories
Okay.
as well.
Okay, so I'm different. NU, Enzo Nana versus Shinjineer. Can Enzo Nana pull off the biggest and cringiest upset of all?
Probably not.
Yeah, I'm picking Shinjineer. What do you think?
I'm picking Shinjineer.
And what does Pick say?
It says Enzo Nana.
Oh, it's gonna predict the... It's already seeing it now. The biggest and cringiest upset of all.
It wants to be different so bad.
PU, Blood Ace versus Esteban. Both players have been decent, but Esteban has clearly shown that they are the better player. So I think I'm going Esteban.
Sounds like you and me have similar thoughts.
Yeah, Esteban. And what does Pick say?
Blood Ace.
Bleh. LC. Oh boy, I can't wait for the ensuing memes, hacks, and salt to come from this. Black Knight Gawain versus Eat Greedy EB. This one is about to be legendary, I bet.
Well, this is a battle between two people who have the
unfortunate honor of having to deal with us in recording.
No, I was gonna say it's a battle between two people with the down dash thingy in their username.
Underscore.
What the underscore? Yes, thank you.
Who are you picking? Who do you pick between these two memes?
Who do you pick?
Oh, why are you asking?
I already have it in mind, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Oh, for frick's sake. I mean, Gawain's had better days. I mean, he has played for...
He literally has not played in this tournament yet.
Well, he's had better days in the past. And, you know, he has shown that they can be...
I didn't even know that.
He's played a fair bit of tours. I've seen him play a bit of tours.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, so, yeah, Gawain, I've seen better days from him. Greedy's a more established LC.
But you've seen better days from Greedy too, haven't you?
I mean, Greedy's has at least one, a one in this BLT so far. So, you know what? No. I'm just gonna take that out of the equation. Greedy has had better days as well, even though his BLT records have been pretty meh. I'm still going Greedy. I think they're the better player.
Okay.
Who are you picking?
I'm picking Gawain.
Whoa! Now here's something I didn't say.
I kind of lost faith when I heard that Greedy actually had knockoff and on his Elekid, and he sacked it, and...
Whoa!
Oh, boy.
Whoa, okay, so PokeArt is going betting man.
Is that really betting man?
Well,
is it really?
Kind of. What is Pick saying?
It says Greedy as well.
Monotype. Jack Cutler versus Overloaded. This already happened. I feel embarrassed. Ghost versus Ground did not win. Doubles OU. Servolt Mike versus Sea Life.
Wait, we're not saying who we would have predicted?
Dude, we literally predicted before the game.
Oh yeah.
Duh.
Right. I forgot we mentioned that already.
Duh. You even asked me.
Watching remember?
You asked me, dude. Alright,
so basically, Mikoi predicted Jack, I predicted Royal, Pick also predicts Royal.
Screw you both. So, next up we have doubles. Servolt Mike versus Sea Life. It's a curious matchup, this one. Both players have been shown to have good doubles performances in the past. I think I've been more impressed with Sea Life, though, so I'm gonna pick Sea Life to win.
I was thinking the same thing, actually.
Sea Life?
So, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Servolt Mike wins. I think this is very close.
You think so, huh?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I could see it. I just straight up see like a domination win from Sea Life.
Oh, okay.
What's Pick say?
Pick says Servolt Mike.
It's trying to be different. Random bats. We have Lascona Shooto versus Dunox. Interesting matchup. Losco is 3-0, mind you. But he has won through to luck. Dunox had a great performance last week against Hammy. So who are you picking?
I'm picking Losco.
Oh! He's gonna lock in. Losco has locked in.
No, I said he will get luckier.
Oh, I'm picking Dunox.
Oh my!
I'm going betting man here. I'm going Dunox. I'm going against what I traditionally go for. All right, what does Pick say?
It says Losco.
It wants it to be go 4-0. National Dex. Swinub Fan versus Slalo.
Why did you say it like that?
Swinub Fan versus Slalo.
You didn't need to repeat it.
All right. So who are you picking? Who are you picking, Lassie?
I think you know.
Oh, poor Team Charm. Poor Team Charm. He just wants to win one.
Or maybe he doesn't.
Well, I'm going Silu as well. Let's pick.
Yeah, we're all going CeeLo here.
He's locked in. Silu's great. Like, national probably one of the 2 best national dex players in this pool. Very good. Very good performances all around. Yeah. Who was picking?
I already said we're all going CeeLo.
Okay. Roaring Moon versus Scream. A Dark Dragon versus a Psychic Fairy. Wow. Ubers. Skyu versus Zyote.
Zoyote?
Zoyote?
No, it's not the pronunciation. It's just, what's he doing here in Ubers?
I have no idea.
And not who's their Ubers player normally again?
Scream. Check the sheet.
Oh, right. Terracotta.
I think Terracotta needs a break, dude. So. Zyote versus Skyu. I mean, Skyu hasn't had the best BLT either. So. Are we gonna say?
I'm doing Skyu because I don't know crap about Zoyote.
Me neither. So I'm going to pick Skyu as well.
Oh. Hold on. Let me check something real quick.
Check away, Lasse.
Yeah.
I got me crumpets.
What are you saying?
I got me crumpets. Right down to Park Lane.
Okay, nope, I was imagining it.
Okay. So, who does pick?
The pick Skyu, as we all do.
Alright, OU, we have Mata versus Inna. Is this in a Fable?
It should be. I think, whoever did the OP, got that wrong.
Hey Dan, fix your Inna to Irene, please.
Inna is not Irene. That's a different account.
Yeah. So who you picking between Mata and Inna?
Mata.
Yeah. I'm going Mata. Mata's been better. Alright. Who's pick?
Irene.
Alright. Next up we have Bloodhouse versus Kashba in OU.
Okay. Now Blidius is in OU?
Weird. It's a weird choice.
Some changes are being made here.
Yeah, it's a weird choice. So, Keshba, he has beaten some of the top OU players in this BLT alone. Came up short against Crying last week, but, he can easily bounce back. Blidius, weird choice. But I think it's going to cost him. I think Keshba to win.
I think we're all going Keshba, including the pick.
Yeah, go Keshba. Yo, Choice Bad Kiran versus Fiend. Do we really need to say who wins?
What? They're really changing up their lineup.
Do we really need to say who wins here?
No, not really.
Play the Travis Scott. Play the Travis Scott song. Fiend to win.
What?
Because one of Travis Scott's songs is literally just called Fiend.
Oh. Okay. I don't really know who that is.
He's a rapper. He played... Well, yeah. He's a rapper. Anyway. Fiend. Fiend to win.
Okay.
Are you picking Fiend to win?
Yes.
And what
but
is...
the pick is picking Choice Bad Karam.
Because it's bad. The pick, not the player. Are you colored name versus just Franco? Very curious. Very curious in seeing.
What's colored name doing here?
I'm very curious to see how colored name performs against just Franco. I could literally see an upset. I could literally see an upset, though.
I hope not.
I literally could see an upset. I'm picking Franco,
Maybe
but
get your eyes checked if you can see an upset.
I could literally see an upset, but I'm going Franco.
Good.
I'm going
So
Franco.
we'll need to get your eyes checked, but not your head.
Yes. So, who are you picking?
Even the pick's not delusional enough to know colored name.
We're all moving on to NU. We have Estra versus Big Tony. Estra had a bad performance last week, while Big Tony did have a good performance last week.
It may sound crazy what I'm about to say.
Betting man instinct.
I'm going Tony.
Oh, she's mega convinced. She's mega convinced after last week. I'm going Estra. I think I can't be big. I can't be 5-head like that. I think I'm going Estra. I just want to play it safe.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, I can't. What's pick say?
It says Big Tony.
Oof. Betting man instincts. PU Drip Legend versus Lore. Lore. I mean, yeah, Lore better. Even though Drip Legend beat Stories, it was in RU. This is PU. What pick say?
It says Drip Legend.
Oof. Betting man. Betting bot. LC. Envy versus the Iron Pikachu. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they keep slotting in Iron Pikachu, although they
have anyone else?
Yeah, although they literally do have the best LC in them. So, but they're going up against Envy. They're going up against Envy, dude. Who you picking?
I'm picking Envy, obviously.
Yeah, I'm also picking Envy. Do you really think I was going Iron Pikachu to win?
Of course not. I literally already filled it out before you said it.
Yeah, okay. So what does pick say?
It says Iron Pikachu.
Wow. Trying to be different. Monotype. Twinkie versus Memedos. This is
what's
cute.
Twinkie's record exactly?
He's 0-3.
Oh.
I want to check. I want to fact check that. Fact check that. I don't want to.
Okay, what team are we talking about right now? Right.
Fighting.
He's 0-3.
Wow. Memedos though is I think 1-2 or 1-1. Scream. Scream. Check Scream.
So how do I tell you this?
What?
He's 2-1.
Whoa! Memedos is the better player of the two. Oof.
In fact, he is actually not lost yet in mono.
Interesting. So is that our pick?
No, I'm still going Twinkie.
I'm going Twinkie as well. I'll join you. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that it's mono. I think Twinkie will finally break their losing streak.
Or he'll get a bad matchup and not do that.
That would be real unfortunate. 0-4 Twinkie. Don't let it happen. What's pick say?
The pick says Twinkie.
Okay, so we're all in agreement. Doubles OU, Keanu versus Jadino.
Keanu.
I quite like this matchup, but yes, I'm going with the world's player. I'm going with Keanu.
The pick says Jadino.
I mean, it's confident. Maybe Jadino should join Keanu in Worlds. Actually, no, you have to call through regionals. Alright, Rands. Hammy versus Rafna.
Good match, I think, but Rafna.
I think Rafna will win in 2.
Can you shut that up?
I really need to push notifications here to silent. Rafna. Rafna to win in 2.
Pick says Rafna too.
I will pick Rafna to win in 2. Alright, next up is National Deck. Seth versus Omar. What do you even do here, Lassie? Seth versus Omar?
I'll go Seth.
Yeah, I'm going Seth. I can't see Omar winning. He hasn't been showing up. He needs to lock in if he wants to win.
Seth is the one who hasn't been showing up.
Oh,
Get it?
Damn it! Alright, yeah, Seth to win.
I'm sorry, that's a bad joke.
Alright, Seth to win. Seth to win.
Yeah, but the pick says Omar will actually win.
Get a win. Alright. Final matchup. I'm
so hungry.
I am also very hungry. Let's finish this. Primal Power Pangoros versus Lavender Laprases. Oh, Lapras, you really need to come back here. Ubers. Emoksu 9 versus Vidiate.
Vidiate.
79-92 to win. Yeah, sorry, Emoksu. It's a good matchup on paper, but I think it's Vidiate. What does pick say?
It says Vidiate.
Yay. OU, Crying versus Nemose.
Crying.
Yeah, poor Nemose hasn't had, like, a ton of good wins, although Crying, well, he's really showing up, like, once or twice. But I'm still going Crying. It's still Crying. One of the best players we've got. Crying to win. What does pick say?
Yeah, isn't Crying, like, currently undefeated?
2-0?
Haven't they played all 3 weeks?
I don't know. Check again.
Like, it's just they didn't play OU in the first week. They played Ubers.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
Still won, though.
2-0 in OU, but it's still Crying. Crying win.
Yeah, same. Although the pick is stupid and thinks Nemose.
OU again. We have How Play Pokemon, or aka Bacoa, versus One Last Kiss.
I think I know what you're picking.
Oh, come on. It's fairly obvious.
Yeah, we're all picking it, as a matter of fact.
Good. One Last Kiss to win. Just continue that momentum. UU. 691 versus Ziri. Actually kind of a highlight here.
That is a highlight.
Don't discredit the fact that Ziri has been losing a lot. Like, he's negative right now, I think. He's 1-2.
Somehow, yes.
691, though, great player. Man, I think Ziri's caught up in age. I think I'm going 691.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I'm still going Ziri because I love Ziri.
Alright. Well, he is an Asian man. He's in my times.
Oh.
Alright. Who does pick?
No, I thought you were insinuating something weird.
Wow, okay. Alright, so...
No, it's because you said it right after I said, I'm going Ziri because I love Ziri. And then you said, well, he's an Asian man. that sounds a little odd.
Take that out of context. Anyway, so... Ziri to win for you. 691 to win for me. What does pick say?
The pick says 691.
Yay, it's fighting with me. We have Kindy making in their BLT debut versus I Naming is Hard.
I already know who you're going with.
Oh, come on. It's that obvious. Is it really that obvious?
Yeah, because we're all going it.
I Naming is Hard to win. Alright. NU. Django versus Diamond's Realm. Actually? Kind of a highlight match.
Diamond's Realm.
Man. Last week kind of soured me on Diamond's Realm, to be honest. But Django...
Well, he brought cheese. I don't know what you're expecting.
I don't know. You're right. I shouldn't be as salty. I'm still going Diamond's Realm. But
the pick isn't, though.
But I think, yeah, maybe I'm a little reluctant on that because Django might win. I'm not going to be surprised if Django wins, but I'm still going Diamond's Realm. PU, Suzuka versus Lenny.
No, Mikoi, I think you have to understand something.
What?
Diamond's Realm brought cheese. Django got cheese.
That's true. Alright, PU, Suzuka versus Lenny.
Lenny.
T-Lenet.
Sorry.
Yeah, T-Lenet. Sorry, Suzuka, but I think we're picking with the player we know best. Alright, what does pick say?
It says Lenny.
LC, Sen versus Teemo. Interesting. We know Teemo the Mimo can show up when he needs to.
I'll go Teemo the Mimo.
Sen. You know what? I'm siding against you on this one. I'm going Sen.
Okay then.
Yeah.
You're siding with the pick.
Congratulations. Monotype. Sifikon! Finally making his BLT return against Tare. So who are we picking here? Tare did beat Maroon.
I'm going Tare.
Ooh. You know what? I still believe in my boy. I'm going Siffy.
Okay, good for you.
And what does pick say?
Tare.
Doubles OU. 5'5" versus Icy Penguin. 2.
Underrated match.
I like it. It's even between these two. Who are you picking?
What's Icy Penguin's record?
Let's check. And by let's, I mean you.
Of course, because why would you ever check it for me? 2-0.
2-0. Alright. 5'5" is 2-1.
What team?
Pangoros.
Okay.
Pangoro.
Yeah, 2-1.
Okay. Who are you picking?
Let's see. What was his loss against? It was Circle Mike. Okay. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning Icy Penguin.
Really?
She was really good, yeah.
Well, I'm thinking the opposite. I'm going 5'5".
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he wins. I think this could easily go either way.
I genuinely think 5'5" is the better player of the two, so yeah. It's very close. It will be very close. Who does pick say?
It says 5'5".
Yay. Grand Bats. We have the return of the Samjo versus JJ09 Lee.
I don't know. Might be a bad time to return.
I know, right? I'm glad Samjo is back, but like, you're facing off against JJ, so JJ.
JJ.
And there's
The pick says JJ as well.
Yeah. Well, here's the last matchup. National Dex. Adrian versus Novax. I think this should be fairly obvious, don't you think?
I agree.
Adrian.
Although I don't really know what to expect from Novax here.
Adrian, better player. 2-1, I think. Yeah, we literally just checked this earlier. 2-1.
Yeah.
And that's it.
We're all going Adrian.
Yeah, and that's
Even
it.
the pick.
Yay. And that is it. Congratulations to us for making through yet another 4-hour session of BLT recording. This is the norm. And I have to, and you have a farming thing to do, right?
No, I'm going on vacation to a farm bed and breakfast. I don't do any of the farming.
You should do farming. You should.
No.
You should.
I am physically not built for that.
You should pick up the fields and plant some crops and do your farming anime.
No.
Well, I'm going on vacation in 3 weeks, but you're going on vacation literally tomorrow. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell so you win this video once it comes out. And we'll see you next week. Hopefully in a better time, in a better place. When we tackle Week 4 recap and Week 5 predicts. We're in the mid-season, y'all. This has been Mikoi, signing out.
Adios.